want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. Got some question I gotta ask ya. Push your hands up on that floor. Okay, let's go. Let's go in front low, let's go. Baby, you got a better flow. Oh mama, tell me how you feel. You so quick, like smile, wanna see you cry. I never seen someone like you before in my life. If you with me, that's how I'm slick, special. Baby, I got nothing. I'll show you my secret, unforgettable. I feel how you feel, baby, my fire. Make me feel happy when you're around. Where were you tonight? I need you around. I feel when you're around. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. It's special, baby girl, when it's in your heart. So queen, you can be the world stronger. Yellow, I love anything you did. I'm speeding in love. If you wanna treat me, I got something for you, you can feel. Let's go. I'm fine, everything you need. You need to see, you will feel. You know to me. Come on, make promise. I will keep my promise. I can only think about your beautiful smile. I know you cannot explain your feel. It's just too much to say. I know how or why your feel. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. How you want me to? How do you feel? Love real. I know how or why your feel I saw is strong. You will look me in my eyes and say, you want me to? Till then, I want you to know I'll wait here for you. I treat you how you wanna be treated all your life. You treat me out when you see me, tell a nigga how you want me, how you want me. I just between me and you. Everything I gave it to you, so true. No lies, honesty. I never leave when you need me. Dog is how you want me to? How do you feel? Love.
What's up, family? Y'all wasn't ready for that hot fire, were you? Y'all were not ready for that hot fire? My dude was spitting from the survival scroll, straight from the motherland. That's the African soldier boy. What y'all know about that? Man, what y'all know about that? Yes, indeed. My dude was getting it in. That's the Botswana Birdman. Yes, indeed. That's Kunta Kanye. What y'all know about Kunta Kanye? Shit. All right, we're here. Welcome to the Tariq Elite Show right here live on Ustream, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday night as usual. And Kunta Kanye. We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in like we always do, family. Who are these people texting me, man? Hold on. Oh, it's my assistant. What is he texting me about? Uh-oh. Hold on one second. Too much house, so don't worry. Okay. Hold on one second. My assistant was hitting me up. Okay. All right, what's up? Excuse me, guys. I had a little sneeze. All right, so how's everybody doing, man? We got a lot to talk about tonight right here on Ustream. Just letting people get up in the room. We almost have 500 people right now. Let me put up a tweet because we're going to talk about some of these beatings that's been going on with these cops beating sisters. We're going to talk about Anthony Cumia, whatever his name is. Hold on, let me put a tweet out. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, I put up another tweet. All right. Hold on 1 second. There's a white supremacist on my Twitter talking trash. All right, sorry about that. There's a white supremacist on Twitter doing the whole crime stats thing. So I just told him to call in. The white supremacists are always on Twitter trolling their little crime stats. But man, first of all, let me thank everybody again for supporting Hidden Colors 3. Because Hidden Colors 3, it's on Amazon now. It's sold out Friday. About 2 hours after they released it, every single copy sold out. They're going to be restocked on Tuesday. They'll be restocked probably tomorrow, but definitely Tuesday. But so you can still get your orders. You can still order them, and they'll come to you. But Hidden Colors 3 is still the #1 documentary on Amazon. Not only is it the #1 documentary, out of all the DVDs, not just documentaries, out of all the DVDs on Amazon, Hidden Colors 3 is in the top 4. It's #4 out of all DVDs. I'm trying to let you know that black is back. That's the power of brothers and sisters in the community getting on the same page and making stuff happen. Don't ever let people tell you the lie that black audiences are not sophisticated, that black audiences are not intellectual, that black audiences they'll only accept cooning and shucking and jiving and slapstickish, minstrel, buffoonish behavior. If you present intellectual material in a way that's entertaining, and some people have a problem with the word entertaining, because I was on the news the other day out here in LA, and they put the link up. Shout out to KTLA channel. No, it's not KTLA. Channel 9 News, CBS Channel 9 News in LA. They put the link up and they said Hidden Colors is a very entertaining history documentary. They used the word entertaining, and some people got a little upset with that, but don't get upset with that, because the film is an educational film, but it's definitely entertaining too. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You're learning something and you're being entertained. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I have no problem with that, because we wanted to make the film as enjoyable as possible, and we wanted to make it a learning experience. So that way, you got a lot of people who are not used to that material. They can get into it. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that Anthony Cumia. How do I pronounce that asshole's name? What's up, Harlem? How you doing, fam? What's up, Mo the P? I'm not speaking on that. That I'm definitely not speaking on, because, to be honest, it's so extremely petty, and it's such a non-damn factor, and it's a waste of time. We got bigger fish to fry. I'm not going to even entertain that nonsense, Mo the P. So that's not even nothing to even get into. We got bigger fish to fry, and there's some more important things that I like to discuss. Cumia. What's up, Handsome 916? Yes, Hidden Colors 3 is safe for Christians. They're not going to jump out the window. We didn't get too deep into the religious aspect of everything, but they can watch it. Yeah, definitely. The Christian crowd, they can definitely watch it. Kumia, that's what I thought. Nothing, Mr. Ray. Nothing important, Mr. Ray. But let me see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling? We got a lot of folks calling already. What's up? Who's calling?
Ain't nothing, man. This is Mike from Kansas City, man.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. What's up? What's on your mind?
I can't complain, man. Just waiting on that Hidden Colors 3 to come to the house, man. Been up here watching Hidden Colors 1 and 2, digging your stuff, dude.
Okay. What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Hey, nothing, man. Just sitting up here getting some of this African knowledge on, man. Studying some of this Phil Valentine.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Phil Valentine is the truth, man. Anyway, man, thanks for the call. I got some other calls coming in. I hate to cut the brother off. There's somebody, this white supremacist, he's tweeting me. I want him to call up. He said he tried to call and there's no answer. He's defending Anthony Cumia. So I want to hear what he has to say. He's defending Anthony Cumia. What's up? Who's calling?
I want to call up. He said he tried to call him.
Hello?
He's defending Anthony Cumia.
Hello?
So I want to hear what he has to say.
Okay, you listening back at yourself. Yo.
Anthony Cumia. What's up? Who's calling?
Okay, I gotta let this motherfucker go. All right. Hello, who's calling?
Hi, this is Selena. How are you, Tariq?
Hey.
I want to just thank you for the book, The Art of Gold Digging, right now. About to move into my new condo. On that note, walking down the street in LA working game. Right now, I want to talk to you about a problem that weighs heavy on my heart. It's lackeys, men who have been raised by their mothers, men who haven't worked, men who are looking for women to fund them and kind of reverse the whole game. How do I deal with that?
Well, what you have to do, you got to first of all thank all your feminists, the black feminists in particular. Thank them because they were a part of that whole movement starting in the late 60s, early 70s. Remember, all of the independent woman, I don't need a man, we can do it by ourselves. That mentality, that created what you have now. Thank yourselves first. That's number one. Now, number two, reverse everything that you've done for the last 45 years. If you want men to be on top of their game and you want men to step up to the plate and you want men to be leaders and you want men to take care of you and all that stuff, reverse everything you've been doing as women for the last 45 years. That whole... Wait, okay, where you at, baby? Sound like you on some skates. Were you skating down the street?
Baby, right now I'm chilling in LA right now. It's a breezy, beautiful day. I'll make sure I go inside so you don't catch it.
There you go.
Outside right now.
How long you gonna be in LA, by the way? Wait. How long you gonna be in LA?
Oh, I live here now. I'm been working game out here, flipping, hustling, and doing what I got to do. I'm in Beverly Hills right now.
Okay.
And that's thanks to you and the book that I read and the game that you have given me and that I've honed and worked in on and zoned in.
Yes,
and another question I definitely want to ask you. See, there's this thing out here, these guys, I met a guy, he had a baby mother, African guy, it's my baby mother, call you, gave me the whole accent and all of that.
Yeah.
And, he led me to believe that, he was out of this relationship with this woman. And I, if my baby mother called you, she called me, y'all, she did. And she let me know that everything was in her name and he didn't own anything. And he was basically, out there flossing on her stuff. What would you say about those kind of situations? The men out here that are using women's cars and flossing and trying to pick up other female and basically like, I'm going to take care of you. Well, give me 1 month, baby. You will have everything you have ever dreamed of. If you give me 1 month.
Oh, he was running that African game on you? Was this him right here? Hold on. Was this him?
How you want me to? How do you feel? Live from you.
Oh, that was him.
But look, you got dustiness all across the board, man. And right now, what women, y'all got to stop looking for the swag and start looking for some more substance if you want to have a real relationship. Now, let me say this. Right now, you're in the game spitting phase of your life, which is cool. And what you need to do, since you're in the game spitting phase in your life, you should have been fucking with him anyway. You need to be someone. You should have been up in Beverly Hills, Westwood, Santa Monica. You need to be in that tax bracket. Fucking with dudes living with their baby mama. You're in the wrong part of town if you even running across niggas like that.
Right. Yeah, because right now I know you talked a lot about you've spoken a lot about Hawaii, and right now that's where I one of my biggest targets are right now in Hawaii that has really made everything happen for me in Beverly Hills, and that's been working really good for me.
Yes, indeed. A lot of people sleep on that. A lot of women sleep on Hawaii. A lot of women sleep on Hawaii. Right. They really do.
Right now, Hawaii is making it possible for Beverly Hills right now. That's where my whole setup is right now. Where I'm flying out there, and I got a investor out there. I call them investors.
Yes, indeed.
That's a new word in the game that I've been using my investor.
Absolutely.
Right now, a business move. And, I really wanted to talk about that because I feel like, for me, being from D.C., I was not aware of Hawaii and the game that was there and the money that was there and what was there for me as a woman there. And I definitely appreciate you mentioning that because a little while, after that, I started realizing that was open ground, ladies. If you haven't been to Hawaii, that is open grounds right there.
Yeah, I tell people all the time.
For anybody trying to get anywhere, it's a great situation. And so I have older guy. He's very much older, Caucasian male, and he's a beekeeper and has his company out there, and he's been really breaking me off a large amount of money to get into this condo in Beverly Hills and get things popping off. And I feel like I want to expand my horizons. I know you've mentioned in the book, I've been trying to teach myself French right now, because I'm trying to go to Europe and expand my game there.
Now what do you look like? Now what do you look like?
I'm an African American female. I'm not going to catfish you, but they say I look like Halle Berry. I got a short cut right now, and in shape, fit, ladies. In shape, stay on your game. I do ride a bike to keep my body in line and keep in shape. Very, very petite.
I want to see. I got you. Are you on my face? You're my friend on Facebook. I ain't gonna put you out there like that.
No, I'm not. The thing about me is I really am a loner. I'm not on any social network. I'm a loner. I hide out and I meet these targets and I come up and they don't know where to find me. I'm like, I come out of nowhere like the speed of light.
Exactly.
And then I, because I've had to, I know you touched upon in the article digging, female hitters. I have had a lot of women in D.C., a lot of my friends tried to tear me down, for the things that happened. It was all cool when I was in the hood in D.C. and going to the go-go's with them.
Yeah.
But, I came to L.A., and then they started seeing me come up. Now I'm moving into a condo in 3 days in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And, shit has changed,
Yes, indeed.
And having the big cities don't help either. The double D's with the small waist, it's all fucking them up. So, I feel like...
All right, email me a picture. Let me look. I got some more calls. I got to get some other calls.
I'm going to email you a picture.
Email me a picture. We'll chop up game. Thank you for the call. That sister, she's hyped up. She's hyped up with game. I ain't mad at her. She's gamed up. I ain't mad at her. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
I went through.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, what's your name, babe?
Rhea?
Rhea?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rhea, where you calling from?
Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. So what's on your mind, Rhea?
Okay, well, first of all, the computer shut down on me, so I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I just want to address that something that's been going on in the natural hair community, and it does lead into, a whole bunch of black issues. We recently have one of our top natural hair bloggers, Curly Nikki, on, and she put out a post stating that some white girl loved her natural hair and all this stuff.
Wait, let me do this. Wait. Let me have you call back. I got somebody calling I want to holler. Call me back in 5 minutes. Hold on. Let me see if this is the guy right here. I didn't want to hang up on her. What's up? Who's this?
Hey, what's up? This is Dave.
What's up, Dave? Dave is the suspected white supremacist who was tweeting me. How you doing, Dave? How are you, Dave?
Oh, doing good. Having a good night. Just relaxing.
Okay, now let me catch my people up who's listening. Dave is tweeting me. He's in support of Anthony Cumia. You support Anthony, right? From Opie and Anthony?
Yeah, big fan of the show, and the guys on there. What they've been doing for free speech and trying to defend everybody's right to speak their mind.
Absolutely. Okay, and you were tweeting me a whole bunch of stats about crime and black crime and all that. So what's your views on black crime again?
I'm sorry?
Now, you were tweeting me a whole bunch of stats on black crime and all that. Now, what's that about?
Well, you were, Anthony had pointed out that, he was attacked by somebody, and that, basically, and he's been saying something. Are you familiar with the show? Do you listen?
I've listened to the show before, and I'm familiar with his views. Absolutely.
Okay, and he's got, plenty of black friends, and I'm, defending him the fact that the points that he's made are honest points.
Such as what?
And he's being, that there's a problem, and people ignore the fact that there is a huge increase in crime. And it says...
Wait, no, in crime where? In crime where?
In
crime where? There's a huge increase in crime where?
In the black community.
No, there's not. The only crime y'all can point to is Chicago. Crime is at an all-time low around the country.
Then I pointed out North has doubled.
No, it didn't.
Murders and carjacking since 2007. Did you read the article I sent you?
I didn't read the article. But crime is, I'm telling you, I'm in the black community, crime is down. That's why people can own, that's why.
We see it. No, Trenton, Camden, there's towns in downward spiral. And the problem is politicians taking away from those communities. Also, the fact that...
Wait, brother, wait, because now you're jumping all over the place. I'm telling you some of the stuff you're saying ain't true, and then you jump to something else. What you're saying isn't true.
I back it up with actual statistics, and you want to ignore them. So
where? Okay, crime in Chicago and carjackings in Camden. Now, where else? Because there's black people all over.
Sure. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Now, you just cherry-picked two cities. You just cherry-picked two cities. Carjacking and violence, that's a different thing. So now you just jump.
I can keep picking cities. Tampa.
Crime is down in Tampa. Black violence is down in Tampa. Really? You're just naming random cities, Dave. Crime is down with black people. That's the only place y'all can point to is Chicago.
No, Newark. Look at Newark. I sent you the article that showed you violent crime has doubled. You want to ignore it, though.
No, it hasn't.
Give yourself a pat on the back and everything's perfect.
No, it doesn't. No, crime has not doubled. Violent crime is not doubled. That's not true.
And you attack anybody that addresses it as a racist, and that's the fucking problem, man.
But that's not true. You're saying something that's not true.
You don't want to hear any point.
But you're saying something that's not true. I'm just saying. You're saying something that's not true. Hey, wait. Dave. Calm down. First of all, calm down, dude. Don't talk over me. Nobody can hear us. And the fact that you're trying to talk over me shows that you don't really believe what you're saying. You're trying to bogart a bunch of bullshit in there. Hold on, because I'm all about facts.
What is this show you have anyway?
Hold on. Don't change the subject now, because you're going to get that work. You're going to get that work. Now, let's talk about crime. There's violent crime in your community because there's mass shootings all over the country that you're not addressing. Sure. How come you're not addressing all of these mass shootings all over?
We got a big problem.
Why aren't you addressing that? Why aren't you addressing that, Dave? There's been mass shootings in your community.
That wasn't the issue.
But it is the issue. If violent crime is the issue, let's talk about all violent crime. Don't cherry pick the low crime in Chicago. Let's talk about these movie theater shootings, Sandy Hook, the shootings up in Nevada. All shootings all across the country.
What percentage of all murders?
Are you about to do the percentage game? Let's look at the raw numbers. Murder is murder. All right? These mass killings and mass shootings, why don't you address that happens all over the country?
They are a big problem. And you know what we need?
Why don't you address them as a community?
In-depth background. No, I do address.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're talking about all black. Are you trying to say, let me be clear, that because of the crime in Chicago, that all black people are responsible for what's going on in Chicago for the last 10 years? Are you saying that?
No.
That sounds like what you're saying. So why are you saying that we don't address it? We don't address the crime in Chicago and the carjackings.
It's not addressed. The crime in Chicago hasn't been addressed.
That's a complete lie. Dave,
Okay,
that is a
what has
complete
been
lie.
done to improve?
Dave,
Why is the violence going up in Chicago then?
Dave,
Wait,
because they're making money on the violence and they don't want to solve the violence. Black people in Chicago, including
making
myself,
money on
Dave.
violence?
Dave, stop
The
talking
drug
when I'm
dealers
Dave.
and the
Stop,
gun dealers.
Dave. Stop talking when I'm talking, player. Dave, I've been to Chicago myself. Other black people out there in Chicago coming up with solutions to break down the crime out there in Chicago because they don't have employment. Kanye West, Common, they're creating businesses out there. So telling that lie that we're not doing anything about Chicago, that's a complete lie, Dave. But what are you doing about all the mass killings and the mass murders and the mass violence in your community?
We don't have mass killings in my community.
Yes, you do.
Quite simply.
Yes,
Where?
you do.
Where?
Sandy Hook,
Where in New
the
Jersey?
movie theater shooting,
No, in
the
my-
Nevada
in my-
shooting,
in
they
my-
just shot 2 cops a couple of weeks ago. Elliot Rodgers shot some people out here. Yes, you do.
Yes, but in between those...
But in
let
between
me ask you a
nothing.
question. In between those shootings, how many other people were killed? I mean, that's really... We have a huge problem. I mean, yeah, we do. I'm not saying we don't have a problem.
And with our problem, see, the thing is, in our problem, the black crime is also just regulated in small little places like Chicago. That's why you can only talk about Chicago. And if I want to avoid black crime, I'll stay out of Chicago. If that's your logic.
Of that violence.
You what?
It's the overflow of that violence.
That don't make no sense, Dave. Dave, that doesn't make any sense. Why don't you take care of the crime in your community?
Listen, okay, when the carjackers from Newark come to the next town over to exit, and this is what happened the week before Christmas. Carjackers from Newark. And they executed a guy in front of his wife. 4 gang members who were career criminals and gang members from Newark came. African American.
And what does that have to do with me?
In the parking lot.
What does that have to do with me and any other black person? What does that have to do with me or any other black person? What does that one crime have to do with me or any other black person?
Everybody.
What does that have to do with me or any other black person?
It's different if gang members are offing each other.
What? First of all, ain't no gangs, dude. Stop all that gang stuff. Hey, Dave, stop that gang. What gangs, Dave? What gangs, Dave? Dave, what gangs? What gangs? Name the gang, Dave. What gang? What gang?
Read the article.
No. I'm asking you, what gangs are you talking about? You talking about these gangs? What gangs? What's the name of these gangs, Dave?
The Bloods, the Crips, the
Stop.
MS-13.
Stop. You're just naming off random gangs you saw on National Geographic, dude. You're naming random gangs you saw. Those gangs are really not that active, Dave. I live in LA. Those gangs are not that active, Dave. What did you call me? What did you call me?
Idiot, dude. I don't even know.
Oh, what? Are you getting mad now, Dave? So now you're getting. So now I'm a fucking idiot. You're using insults now, Dave.
Your head is so far up your fucking ass.
Uh-oh.
You are a big fucking problem for your listeners if they are even taking you seriously.
Are you getting mad now, Dave, because you can't bring intellectual capacity to the conversation?
You're just literally talking in circles and ignoring
I'm not,
points.
Dave, you're spitting out a bunch of cliches. I'm calling you out on your cliches. You just named a whole bunch of gangs. The Bloods and the Crips, the MS-13s. These gangs are not really active around the country anymore, Dave. You're just listening to yes, it does matter. Why don't you take care of the crime and the violence in your community?
The problem is when the fucking crime flows out of Newark into Short Hills, so somebody gets fucking executed.
You keep talking about Newark. Am I responsible? Are black people? Calm down. Are you getting mad, Dave? Dave, are you getting mad? Dave, are you getting mad? So, Dave, are black people all around the country responsible for what's happening in Chicago and Newark? Is that what you're saying? You keep saying Chicago, Newark, Chicago, Newark. So are we all responsible for what happens there?
Those are the towns. Those are the cities people are pretty familiar with.
Are we all familiar? Dave, I'm Dave.
I think everybody's familiar if they follow the news with what's going on in Chicago. If you don't, then you're ignorant.
Okay, Dave. Are we responsible as black folks for what's happening in Chicago and Newark?
The people themselves are responsible for their own actions.
Are we, black people, as a whole, responsible for the crime in Chicago and Newark? Is that
if we look at things that tend to lead towards criminal behavior,
like what?
Yes.
Like what, Dave?
Well, things that lead to criminal behavior would be perpetuation of gang mentality in your music and your media.
Okay, so it's the music. Okay, Dave, let's stop there. Dave, stop there. Dave, stop there, Dave. Dave, stop there, Dave. Stop there, Dave. Stop there, Dave. Stop. Let's tackle that music and gang stuff. So it's the music that's influencing black people to be these criminals, right? Right? Dave? Dave. I'm trying to see where he is. Dave, are you there? He was getting a little agitated. Dave, are you there? Okay, let me see if he calls back, because I'm gonna give him that work. He's using all those bullshit Fox News bullet points. See, that's the thing. When you deal with the white supremacists, no, you gotta stop them, because what they want to do, they're gonna go on a whole bunch of ranting, and then start trying to change the subject. You dig? And throw out a whole bunch of stuff, and then a lot of times y'all don't catch them on their bullshit. You gotta break their bullshit down one piece at a time. I was about to give him that work on that whole rap the shit. All he's doing is spewing out a whole bunch of Fox News bullet points. Call back, Dave, if you got the courage, dude. Let me see who this is. Then he got real mad. You fucking idiot, man. Oh, that's the white supremacist calling card. They start losing the argument. They get right to the insults. Hey, what's up? Who's calling?
Hey, this is Loves Callie.
Hey, Loves Callie. How are you, love?
I'm good. I just want to let you know that I went to the Beverly Hills showing, and it was awesome.
Yes, indeed. Did I meet you there?
Yeah. You did. I was the one that was like, no pictures, but I just wanted to tell you, great film.
Hey, there you go, man. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting. Did you get the DVD yet?
No, I didn't, but I will.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the call, love. There were some very beautiful women at the showing in Beverly Hills. I want Dave to call back up. Dave, call back up. Dave got scared. I want Dave to call up so I can give him that work. Oh, yeah, Dave was about 2 seconds away from the N-word. Y'all can feel it. That's why I let him talk. I'm like, he's getting mad. I'm like, come on, Dave. Say what you want to say. He was about 2 or 3 seconds away from the N-word. He calmed himself down, though. Call back up, Dave, so I can give you that work. And tell me more about how rap is the problem. Man, if y'all don't learn how to call these bullshit-ass white supremacists out, man. And a lot of times, black folks, y'all let them shut you down with that bullshit-ass, these jive-ass arguments they try to spew. He saw that he wasn't fucking with a lightweight. He hung up. I was about to call him out on all of that bullshit. Oh, I was just getting, oh, Jay, it was going to be a nice long night tonight. Man, he got emotional. You're a fucking idiot, man. Who listens to you anyway, man? Let me see if he's on Twitter talking shit. Hold on. Oh, man. Poor Dave. Dave had his name is Hydro Fisher on Twitter, by the way, y'all. All right. Anyway, let me talk to the family, because we're gonna get on that Anthony Camilla nonsense. We'll get on that a little bit later. Shout out to all the ladies out there who's listening. I want the ladies to listen in, because I want to really, really go into some stuff for the sisters. I really want to go into some stuff for the sisters tonight. How many people we got in the room right now? Let me see how many folks we got in the room. And again, go to hiddencolorsfilm.com if you don't have Hidden Colors 3. Yeah, we got like 1,000 folks in here. We're in here deep. We're in here deep. We're in here heavy. We're in here deep. We're in here heavy. Also, I think I'm going to be on CNN sometime this week, too. Speaking of television appearances, I will be on CNN sometime this week. I'll keep you guys posted on that. We'll be talking about Hidden Colors 3. A lot of stuff I want to talk about. For those who don't know about the Anthony Camilla situation, the guy, he's from a radio show called Opie and Anthony. And what you say, Eric? You say you agree rap promotes that? Stop that bullshit, dude. Stop that. Eric, are you Are you an African American? What are you, bro? Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, Joan Rivers called Barack Obama something, and he called, like, didn't he call Barack gay, and he called Michelle a tranny? And what's funny about Joan Rivers, her whole career, she's been doing that whole insult comic thing, and that's cool. She was on some news channel, I think yesterday, I think it was CNN, and there was a black female reporter interviewing her, and the reporter was kind of giving her that work a little bit, asking her some questions and kind of going in just a little bit. And boy, Joan Rivers got huffy. Well, she got up and left the interview. She got up and walked out. And that's funny for somebody whose whole career is doing insult comics, insult comedy, and insulting people and cracking on folks and shitting on people. And you give her a little pressure, and then she gets up and runs out the room. Yeah, she flipped out. She couldn't take it. But what it really was, this black chick, the reporter was black, and in her mind it was basically, how dare this negress talk to me like that? That's what that really was about. That's what that was about. How dare this negress talk to me like this? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But we got to discuss something very important. A lot of stuff that's happening in the community right now. You know, she was cute too. The black reporter, she was cute. But I want to talk about how the mammies are no longer needed right now. The mammies are no longer needed, family. This is why we're seeing a lot of violence towards black females. The mammy is no longer needed. I want y'all to feel me on this. And because the mammy is no longer needed, a lot of black females are going to be in danger right now. Oh yeah, Dave is listening. Dave, I know you're listening. The thing is, the strength of a community is based on how well that community can protect the women and children. All right? The strength of a community, let me say that again, is based on how well the community can protect the women and children. Right now, when you start to see outsiders having an open attack on the women and children, that community is really very close to being on its way out, to being totally subjugated. It's going to be wide open season on a community that's open and weak like that. Right now, we really got to change our mentality, because for the last 45 years, and even longer than that, a lot of women in the black community, they've been vying for a pass within white supremacy. They think that they can create a certain sanctuary within white supremacy and be safe, and it doesn't work like that. Shit is getting real right now, family. And y'all have to remember, on the plantation, the bed wench had a purpose, which was to sexually please the white supremacists. And you still have that mentality now. The bed wench's job is to please the white supremacists sexually. So temporarily, she does have a certain level of necessity to the white supremacist. And the thing is, back in the day, even on the plantation, when the bed wench got old and her sexuality was no longer something that was needed, she was the loyal mammy. Most mammies were really former bed wenches. Feel me on this. I want y'all to feel me. Most mammies, we're talking about the plantation mentality, were former bed wenches. They were still loyal, and the mammy was there to take care of the kids, to watch the house, to make sure everything was cool. So the mammy even though she was not sexually desired anymore, the mammy still had a place within the system of white supremacy temporarily. I won't even say within white supremacy. They had a place that was close to white supremacy. I won't say within. Me saying within is inaccurate because we've never been within white supremacy, but they had a place. They were utilized by white supremacy. And the mammy was loyal. Oftentimes, hell, the mammies would have children by the white supremacist male. So there was some sense of loyalty there. The mammy had loyalty to white supremacy. And you need the mammy to do the cooking and the cleaning and all that stuff. Now, in our day and age now, black people have become obsolete in the workplace. So whereas back up into the 60s, you had the maids and all that stuff, they needed the mammy to kind of take care of everything. Now, because of immigration, you don't need the mammy in the house like that no more. After you have a bed wench and after the sexual exhaustion has kicked in where you don't need her sexually, she's useless now because now you have Lupe to be your housekeeper. You can get somebody else to be the nanny. You can get the other domestic workers from other places to take care of the kids, to take care of your family. This is why, hell, even if you want a black one, you can get one from Africa. You can get one from Haiti. We talked about this in Hidden Colors 3, by the way. We talked about how Asian women and African women are being brought over and they're working as domestics. And, they're real loyal. They ain't going nowhere. They're not going to cause any problems from the Caribbean. We went into that in Hidden Colors 3. So you don't really need the American mammy no more. You don't need the American mammy no more. And this is because you don't need blacks in the workplace. And truth be told, you don't need a lot of white people in the workplace. When I was doing a TV interview last week, many of you guys saw it when I was on the news. I was in the studio out here in LA, and in the studio, it was amazing. They didn't have any cameramen for the news. Back in the day for the news, like you look at the Anchorman shows like that, you had all types of people running around. You had the teleprompter person, you have the PA, you have the floor guy, you have the sound guy, you have a whole bunch of cameramen, you have the stage manager, you would have all that stuff for a news show. Do you know, I was down there doing the news, they don't need it. They don't have literally do not have a staff. The only people in the room were the anchormen. The only people in the room was one anchorman on one side and another anchorman I was talking to. They were the only two people in the room. The cameras are all automated. The sound and audio is all automated. They don't need anybody to stand there watching. The room was empty. It was just me and those two reporters. That was it. I was shocked. They don't need people for some of this shit no more. And I was tripping. Like the news is just going on. I mean, going smooth. All this shit is robotic, man. It was all robotic. Okay, let me ban. Sound like we got Trag in here. Sound like we got Trag. But what I was saying, I know I got a troll in here. Oh, wait. I think Dave is calling back. Hold on one second. What's up, Dave? Dave, this is you?
Yep.
What happened with your phone, Dave?
Nothing happened with my phone. I was taking a call from my girl. She just landed, so I was going to ignore it.
There you go. So now, you were saying about rap music, right? You were saying that rap music influencing black people, right?
We're just talking about things that contribute to crime.
Okay, now let's tackle the rap thing.
Specifically in the black community.
Okay, now
I'm not going to talk over you.
Now let's talk about that rap thing for a minute.
I'll speak when you ask me to speak.
Okay, now let's talk about that rap thing. You're like, it's the gangster rap music and all the gang stuff in the rap music, right?
Well, no, we were talking, that's part of it. That would be one of many.
Okay, now let me.
That don't help. I'm not saying it's a direct cause. I'm saying it's certain things.
Don't backpedal, man. Don't backpedal. If you say that's a problem, let's address that and let me go ahead. Let me address
let's
that.
talk about that then.
Let's talk about that, because now you want to backpedal. Now, number one, first of all, let me show you the hole in your logic. Number one, most rappers today don't talk about gang banging and gang stuff no more. So you have to update your stereotypes. Did you know that? Did you know that most rappers do not talk about gang violence no more?
It's the language, though, that doesn't help.
What language, Dave?
Well, I'll go out on a limb here and say the use of the N-word.
What about the use of the N-word?
And this is a personal belief, and you're good. I can already tell you're going to disagree with me.
Okay.
I think you're probably going to disagree with me. I don't know if you use the word or not.
Yeah, I do, but I use it I use it in another context. I spell it Negus. I spell it that way, niggas, and that means king in Ethiopian. So when I use it, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling a brother a king. When you use it, what are you saying? Wait, when you use it, what are you saying? What are you calling a person when you use it?
No, I don't use the N-word. I'm saying in hip hop, the use of the N-word, and it's not Nigger, it's Nigga.
Well, they don't. They spell it.
I think doesn't help. I just think, as a whole, even if it doesn't have a negative connotation when you use it amongst each other, I think the use of it still embodies that word. It just gives that word more power.
So are you saying that the problem in the black community is black people using the N-word, not white supremacy? Is that what you're trying to say, Dave?
No, we're talking about rap music.
Okay.
In rap music, I think that if we keep using the word, it keeps embodying or encouraging the behavior that's associated with that word.
No, it doesn't, Dave.
Positive or negative, I think that it's got an impact. I'm not saying that.
Dave,
I'm not saying that that's the cause of violence. I'm saying that in hip hop music.
What kind of lot? First of all, Dave, what behavior are you talking about?
Well, the behavior that's associated with that word.
Like what? What behavior is associated with that word? Because every black person was called a nigger by white people.
Yeah,
Barack Obama's called a nigger. There's an article that came out today. Barack Obama's called a nigger.
That's the point I'm making. Is that even saying it when you guys say it, it's a put down.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Barack Obama is called a nigger. Barack Obama is called a nigger. So what are you talking about?
Does Barack Obama call his buddies that?
Don't matter if he calls his buddies that or not. The white supremacists call him that. They associate that word with him. So the fact, if all black people stop using that word, the white supremacists will still use that word, because white supremacists were using that word before rap, and they were treating black people the same before rap. So you're all over the place.
Okay, so all right, so then if you think that, I knew you were going to disagree, but I just think that the more that word is used, the more acceptable it becomes. Any way it's said.
Wait, are you trying to say, I'm trying to be very clear, you trying to say because black people say the N-word that it's more acceptable to whites?
No, I'm just saying more people become desensitized to it. So they don't even think anything of it.
So what if they do become desensitized? I'm trying to understand what your whole argument is, Dave.
Well, when people become desensitized to it, they use it more, and the use of that word is encouraging, on any end, racism.
Wait. Listen to what you just said. Stop. You saying that using the N-word encourages racism?
Yes.
How so? Please explain that.
Well, like I said, it gives you a word that only you guys can use.
So that makes white people, so black people saying nigga makes white people racist. Is that what you're trying to say?
Black people saying that just puts you in a position to where if you're going to call each other that, why is anybody going to think you're anything different than that?
Dude, if black people never said it to themselves, people in the dominant society, white supremacists were calling black people that way before rap, Dave. Stop it. It's a cultural thing. You sound insane, Dave.
I'm just saying,
Dave. No, it doesn't, Dave. They're not calling people the N-word because of a rap song,
I'm making a point. Listen, man, I'm making a point that you have to
Dave, now you're being intellectually dishonest now. You're being intellectually dishonest. Dave, people in the dominant society were calling black people nigga way before any rap record. Yes or no?
Yeah, it was always used as a negative
So
word.
what are you talking about? So why are you now trying to blame it on rap, Dave?
I'm not. Well, what I'm saying is not just rap. What I'm saying is
don't
the word
backpedal.
is used in rap, and when it's used, but not all rap. Obviously, a lot of people don't use it. That's a personal choice. But when you hear certain songs that it's used as you sentence, I mean, listen.
Dave, let's stop, Dave. Because you go okay. Well, you're not. You're just going to keep going in that same circle, not making a point and not making sense. So let's. It's okay. So let's just go. You're not making sense on that, and you know you're not making sense. So let me just.
The use of the word nigga
the rapper, black people saying it does not stop systematic white supremacy. That's not going to stop gentrification. They're not creating gentrification because of a damn nigger in rap songs. They're not shutting down schools because the word nigger in a rap song. They're not funneling people into prison because of the word nigger in a rap song. Okay, Dave?
I'm just saying it doesn't help. It doesn't help anything.
What do you mean it doesn't help anything? Well, what do you mean?
It doesn't help.
If they stop, so what does help then? So what's going to stop? What's going to stop? So what's going to stop? And first of all, Dave. Dave, so what's going to stop? So now let's get into the rules of racism. Dave, stop. So what's going to stop the white supremacists from practicing white supremacy then? Since nigga don't help, you're right, it don't help. So what does help? What's going to make people in your community or the white supremacists stop practicing white supremacy? Tell me what's going to help. What should black people do? Tell us the rules.
When you say white supremacy, are you talking about like Klan white supremacy?
No, I'm not. No, that's not what white supremacy is. Not at all. I ain't talking about no Klan.
You're talking about job discrimination?
I'm talking about any person classified as white who think that they are superior to a black person. By definition, that is a white supremacist. And it doesn't mean somebody hanging somebody or being a Klan member. It's that person on a jury who low-key votes for a person to be acquitted for killing an innocent black person. It's a white teacher who goes to school and funnel all the black kids into special ed. That's a white supremacist. There are many white supremacists.
Listen, you should know, I'm Cuban. So I'm not
man, if you don't stop that, I'm not really white. I'm the don't play that game. Dave, don't play. Dave, don't play that I'm a minority too game. Don't play the I'm a minority too. Dave, don't do that. Dave, don't give me the I'm 1/8 Native American. My people struggle too. Dave, don't give me the I'm Cuban. I'm not really. You're classified as white, Dave. Dave, no. Okay. You're classified as white now, Dave. Let's be very honest, aren't you?
Sure.
No, not sure. Yes or no? Yes or no, Dave? You're classified as white. Yes or no?
Hispanic, sure. I mean,
dude. Hispanic is not a race, Dave.
Okay, then
are you classified? Are you classified as white or not, Dave?
Yes, white. Yes. Sure.
It's not a trick question, Dave.
Yes, I classify me as white.
I'm not classifying you, Dave. You classify yourself on the census form. Well, why was that so difficult to say, Dave? Why was that so difficult to say, Dave?
I speak Spanish in my house, so.
No matter if you speak Spain is in Europe, Dave. Come on now. Don't try to present. Don't try to play the I'm a minority. I'm kind of a minority too role. Don't do that. Just keep it 100.
Okay. All right, back to the point.
Let's get back to the point. All right, but don't try to pull that again, Dave. I'm not the one to pull that on. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep going. Point. Back to the point.
Yes, indeed. Because, truth be told, ain't nobody really white. There's a lot of people genetically, if we're going to talk genetics, that's a whole different story. But nobody's really white. But that's a whole different story. No. When I talk about white, I'm talking about people who are socially categorized as white, because that's what matters. The people who are socially in that category and the people who are socially able to be labeled as white supremacists. Now, the point is, now let's get back on the rap thing. Another thing about the whole rap thing influences black folks and all that. 80% of, well, not 80, but 70% of the rap music is purchased by white people. So if the word nigga and the gangster rap and all that stuff is such a negative influence, why doesn't it influence white children to act negative like you say the black people act negative?
Listen, I'm for a free market. If that's what people want to hear and that's what they want to buy, then that's what should be sold.
Absolutely. But why is it not affecting them negatively? If you say that, no, Dave, you just said rap music makes black folks act negatively. Why doesn't it make the 70% of the people who buy it act negative, which are the white people? Why doesn't it make them act negative?
Oh. I mean, it's not really the culture that they identify with. It's the music they might like to listen to.
Oh. Now, what is white culture, Dave?
Well, everybody's got their own culture. There's African American culture. There's culture.
What is white culture, Dave? What is white culture, then, Dave?
Listen, if you're talking about music that's
Dave, no, Dave. I asked you a very specific question, Dave. I asked you a specific question. What is white culture?
White culture, I would say white culture is, if you want to stereotype white culture, the standard, get married, have a family, go to college, have the average, 2.5 kids per household, 2 cars, white picket fence, a dog. That's probably white culture.
Okay, if that's white culture, why are there so many millions of white people living in trailer parks, having sex with their cousins, strung out on meth? If that's white culture.
Oh, there's a lot of fucked up people in the country. Don't get me wrong.
Because you just gave me some bullshit just now. You just gave me some old Ozzy and Harriet bullshit. You gave me some bullshit right there. All right.
Listen, there's a lot of it's regional. I think it's got more to do with regional. White culture in southern Alabama might be going hunting and fishing, and then going to church, and then, whatever else they do down there. But then up in north, it might be, going golfing and going to your country club if you live around Boston or something. It's different everywhere.
Black people golf. Charles Barkley golfs, Michael Jordan golf, O.J. Simpson golf.
Exactly. I'm not saying black people don't golf. I'm not saying that. I'm saying...
And it's not a culture, and we're going to use golf. The thing is, the golf courses, it's white culture because they made a rule to not let blacks in. So if you're talking about white supremacy when you talk about that, brother, if you're talking about a golf course, because their whole thing was not letting black people in the golf courses. So you're talking about, so are you saying that white culture is white supremacy? Are you saying that white culture is white supremacy?
I said what you would stereotype white culture as being, and you're right, you just stereotyped it as being. Does everybody who belongs to a country club, is everybody a racist because they belong to a country club and they're white? Does that make them an automatic racist?
I didn't say that makes them an automatic racist, but a country club. You're saying that a country club, they're black country clubs, or they're black organizations that have members within that organization.
They're still prohibited against women, in Augusta.
But again, I'm asking you what white culture is. You said that white culture is people getting married with the white picket fence and the 2 kids. There are plenty of black people like that. There are plenty of black people.
That's stereotypical white culture.
Not really, but not really, Dave. But that's that 1950s Ozzy and Harriet bullshit.
And I'm oversimplifying it. And you know what?
Yes, you are.
There's a lot of
because there's a lot of black folks who live like that. I'm one of them, Dave.
Sure. You got the kid and the wife, I'm sure, and you're a great father. And that's the American dream more than anything. That's not necessarily a white thing or a black thing. That's what.
So what else is white culture? Because you're naming stuff that all of us do, basically. So what is white?
Ice hockey. That's a pretty white thing.
Dave. I
don't know.
Dave, get a book. Dave, listen to me. Dave, listen to me. Dave, I want you to get a book right now called Black Ice. Did you know that black people created hockey?
I did not know that.
I talk about that in my film Hidden Colors 3. I got a film right now. It's the #1 documentary in the country called Hidden Colors 3. Get a book to prove everything I'm saying called Black Ice.
I believe you.
Okay, all right. But I don't want to keep embarrassing you, brother. So let's get back into some other stuff.
I'm not embarrassed at all.
Okay. Because you're throwing stuff out there and I'm knocking them shit out.
You're asking me what else is stereotypical white culture. Now, you asked me,
okay,
what do you think is typical white culture?
No, I want to get some more. Let's learn, because you're in white culture, so you know white society better than I do, I assume. So what else is white culture?
I'm
as opposed to black culture, because see, you implied that black culture is gangster rap and the N-word and.
No. We were asking. The reason we talked about rap, we asked about things that contribute to crime,
right,
and violence,
right.
And I threw out that hey, maybe it's fun. Now, the other thing that contributes to violence is illegal firearms.
Illegal firearms.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a big, without illegal firearms or legally bought firearms that are sold illegally, we wouldn't have a lot of these problems. I think that when you talk about mass shootings, I'm just giving you my standpoint there. If you don't think I'm an ignorant asshole. I think we need better psychological evaluations for people who are applying for permits for automatic weapons. I own a few guns because I hunt and I enjoy shooting.
Okay, because now we're changing the subject. I want to get back on what is white culture. Let's get back on what, because I don't know what
white culture. I think, and now this isn't exclusive of just white people, because like you mentioned golf. Yes, I agree. Plenty of black people enjoyed the game of golf.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
What else is white culture? I don't know.
Okay, there you go. Say you don't know.
Everybody, this country is so mixed up. It's so intertwined. Most people enjoy the same things.
Yeah, but when you specify black culture, there has to be a diametric opposition to that. You understand that?
Well, black culture is different everywhere you go, and it's a regional thing, just like it is with white culture. And certain people might enjoy certain things. Obviously, they do. I travel around the country, and I know different people enjoy different things wherever you go.
But the thing is, let's get back to the crux of your argument, because you're supporting that Anthony Camilla guy who's talking about black violence, black violence, black violence. So
yes,
the thing is, I'm telling you, and again, I'm a black person. I travel all around the country. Black crime and violent crime is down all over the country. The only place people can point to is Chicago. So people pretend that there is this black culture of crime all over the place that's not there, and that's a white supremacist tactic. They've always done that. They've always pretended that there's this rage of black crime and this wave of black crime all over the place, and we just got to do something.
Here, listen. In New York, it's doubled since 2007. And I brought that up when you said Chicago is the only place.
Okay, just because it's doubled don't mean that it's a lot, all right? I got a bottle of water right here. If I got two, that don't mean I got a whole flood of water. I just got two. I just got double the water. So you're playing with the words. It's not a lot of violence in Newark, brother. It's not a lot of violence in Newark. Not only is there not a lot of violence, they're misreporting violence in Newark. By that whole knockout game came from yes, they are. They made up a crime and it originated from Newark. They made up a bullshit story called the knockout game that does not exist.
And they don't have people have died from that game.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. There is no such thing as a knockout game. It's totally made up. Black people are not playing no knockout game. The video footage they show...
Hey, listen, white people play it too.
No, they do. The video footage, and I did a whole show about that. The video footage they show were from other countries. It was from all over the place, and they tried to make it seem like that. I don't know. What you mean, oh, please? What do you mean, oh, please?
If you're going to say that those videos were all made up,
those videos, they cherry pick random assault videos and said it was part of a knockout game. That was total bullshit. There is no knockout game.
No,
period.
Now you're talking bullshit.
How am I talking? Prove there's a knockout game. Prove there is a knockout game. Prove there is a knockout game.
In LA where you are, there is no knockout game.
Prove there is a knockout game. There is no knockout game.
From the East Coast.
There is no knockout game.
I'm sorry, you're very misinformed.
No, you're misinformed because there is no knockout game.
I live here. What the fuck?
I'm telling you, if you don't know, you don't deal around. That's a lie. There is no knockout game. There is no violence out there. That's not true.
And violent crime has been doubling, and you're going to say
you keep saying it's doubling. It's doubling. If two people, there's not a crime wave out there. There's not a crime wave out there. So there's crime, and also, you're reading. You sound like you're reading that book, White Girl Bleed a Lot. You're using that BS logic and that rhetoric. It's not a lot of violent crime out there.
I'm talking about New York. I'm using a specific case here that you.
And I'm telling you, they're making up crimes and pinning them on black people in Newark. There is no crime out there like that. I'm telling you, and I know for a fact.
A black guy was just killed on his porch yesterday.
A white, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard about that, so I don't know about that. I can't speak on that. I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard about that one. But hell, but a couple of police officers got shot by 2 white supremacists. Another white supremacist went up and shot up a school. So how come we're not dealing with that? Let's deal with these white supremacists. You're talking about this fake knockout game. These white supremacists shooting up everybody. That's real. Why don't you address that?
Where are white supremacists shooting up everybody? Sandy Hook was a white-on-white crime.
That's what I'm saying.
They're white-on-white crime.
And many of these people were white supremacists. Even though they shot other white people, they still had white supremacist views. A lot of them did.
These are also people who are absolutely psychotic, who are on heavy antidepressants.
Oh, no. So now you're doing the antidepressant. So now with black folks, they do crime. It's the culture. It's the rap. It's the family. When the white ones do it, it's the drug. Oh, they got on antidepressant. They're on drugs. They were put on Ritalin. Stop, dude. Stop. All of them on drugs, dude.
His mother. He was on lots of antidepressants, man.
Well, how come? Well, a lot of the black people who commit crimes are on drugs too. How come y'all never bring that up?
Because, well, they are on drugs, just different kind of drugs, and they're doing it for.
What kind of drug? Wait, what kind of drugs are they on? What kind of drugs are they on?
Oh, let's see. Well, it's actually one of the drugs that they're selling. If you go down to Newark, it'll probably be a good chance that it's a crime related to drugs or gangs or just.
How come they might be on drugs? A lot of them are on drugs, and a lot of them might be on illicit drugs as well. But if they're on drugs, why do that? Why do you attribute that to culture? Why do you attribute that to some kind of culture? That's why. Why should I be responsible? Why should I be responsible for somebody on crack killing somebody? Why is that part of my culture and it's just somebody who's whacked out on drugs? Why is that a black thing instead of a drug thing?
Well, you're asking about why. I'm not saying that they aren't on drugs. They are on drugs most of the time. They're probably doing it out of greed or just a general violence.
But see, now you're not being you and the Anthony Camillas of the world. You're not being intellectually honest. See, the thing is, whenever you point out black crime, because the thing is, the whole argument is that you believe the views and you support the views of Anthony Camilla, who blames all of it on black folks. It's black culture.
Believe that he should not have lost his job for what he said.
Yes, he did. He should have. He should have lost his job because it went beyond words. It went beyond words.
Because, you know what? If he loses his job, then you lose your job next.
For what?
It's your right to say what you believe.
No, stop. This ain't about him saying anything. This ain't about him saying anything. This is about what he did. He went out and harassed an innocent woman. That's why he got fired. It wasn't because of what he said. He went out in the streets and actually harassed a real human being. That's why his dumb ass got fired. He went out there and assaulted that woman. That's why he got fired, Dave. Don't try to redefine what he did.
He got fired because you're going to have people come and banging on security checkpoint's door and threaten to protest and try to pull contracts, and they have to buckle because of money. That's why.
Because nobody wants to be associated with a white supremacist, Dave. Nobody wants to be associated with a white supremacist. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's the prime definition of a white supremacist.
It's been really good talking to you.
Are you leaving, Dave? Dave, are you leaving?
I'm sorry?
Are you about to go, Dave?
Listen, it's 11 o'clock. I got to get up at 6 for work. So
there you go. All right.
I got to get up early.
All right, Dave. Weekend. It's been real, Dave. Thank you so much for calling.
Real. Enjoy your good luck with the show. It's been fun. I will try and follow you. What's the name of your show?
The Tariq Elite Radio Show. TariqRadio.com. All right?
Oh, okay. It's the internet show. All right, cool.
All right, man.
Get out of here, you damn nigga.
All right, get out of here. All right. All right, y'all. There you go. All right. Yeah, he had to go with that bullshit. But yeah, that whole Anthony Cumia bullshit. Anthony got fired not because the white supremacists, and what's funny, he's not a white supremacist. Anthony is the prime example of what a white supremacist is. Yes, he is a white supremacist. You dig? So you got to watch out for cats like that. You got to watch out for their rhetoric. You really got to watch out for their rhetoric. And he's about to go to bed now. My man is about to go to bed. But you got to deal with those cats. Well, you got to know how to deal with those cats. I'll say that. You got to know how to deal with them and deal with their bullshit and deal with their rhetoric. It's only in it. I haven't even checked on the chat room to see who's in the chat room. What's up? Who are we got in the chat room? Oh yeah, that Anthony dude definitely meant to take pictures of that woman. He was purposely going out there taking pictures of that woman. And he got caught out there, and he started berating the woman and harassing her. And basically, I think the man assaulted her. All that stuff about him being assaulted, that's a crock of BS. That's a crock of BS. But you got to watch these cats, man. You got to watch these cats, and you got to watch their rhetoric. But like I was saying earlier, let me get back to what I was saying. I was talking about, and I'm going to tie this whole conversation in as well. I was talking about how a lot of sisters out here, a lot of black people, period, are no longer needed in the workplace. You got a lot of bed wenches back in the day, they were promoted to mammy later on down the line. And now that you don't need that, you have a lot of other groups taking the role of the mammy, meaning being the domestic. So you don't need African American women as domestics. You don't need a lot of people in the workplace like that. And black people are going to get the brunt of that. And another thing that happened, we had the whole strong black woman rhetoric that was spun out for the last 45 years. The whole term strong black woman, we started hearing that in the early 70s. We started hearing that in the early 70s. And the reason why we would hear that is because a lot of people thought that was a compliment, saying that, oh, you black women are so strong. Black folks got tricked into believing that was a compliment. That was a setup. That was a setup by the white supremacists. They were setting black women up because, like I said earlier, you can judge a community on how well you can protect the women and children from outsiders. And the white supremacists, they've always wanted to be in a position where they can openly attack the women and children of the black community. They've always been in a position where they wanted to do that. They've always wanted to be in that position. You got to understand how white supremacy works. Now, on the plantation, they couldn't openly, just random white supremacists, they just couldn't openly kill black women like that. They would really mistreat a lot of black women, and the plantation owners would rape and just do all types of degrading things. But the overall white community and the white supremacist community could not just harm random black women at will because, again, black people were property. During Jim Crow, up until the 1960s, they've always tried to figure out a way to get to the black female to harm her. It's like when you get to the queen bee, you got the whole colony. And they've been really wanting to get to the queen bee. Because once you really destroy that queen bee, the colony is just done. You get the water at the well. And in the 60s, up until the 60s, they would try. But even though many black people were scared, many black people were trying to conform with white supremacy, whenever they did attack black females, the rest of the community, black males, would step up and say, hey, wait, enough is enough. You can't do that. This is why when you look at a lot of riots that happened in the 60s, like the Watts riot was brothers rallying to protect the black female. The police in Watts attacked a black woman. In the riots in Newark and I think in Harlem and other places, there were white supremacists and white cops attacking black women, and then black people the men came and just burned these cities down. So the black males would not let them go after the women. They went out of their way, they got real bold whenever they went after the women. So the white supremacists had to regroup right after the 60s. So they had to come up with other strategies where they couldn't attack the black women outright at that moment. Now, they were going to go after the men and be more covert about their actions. this is when you started to hear the rhetoric of the strong black woman. Again, you started hearing that right after the 60s. You started hearing that right after the 60s. Oh, black women, you strong, you strong. They were saying that because when it was time to mistreat black women again and start, when I say mistreat, I mean literally beat the shit out of black women, people would not feel so bad about it because, hey, she's strong. You dig? That whole strong black woman thing means that when we attack you as white supremacists, nobody's going to feel bad because, hey, you're strong, you can take it. I think there was a survey that came out that people in society, subconsciously, they feel that black people feel less pain. So they're less empathetic to pain. Or they're less empathetic to black people. So the thing is, now that they see that black folks are weakened, that the black community has been switched upside down, meaning the women have been put in a so-called masculine position and the males put in a feminine position, being taking care of the women. You got a bunch of little moist skinny jean wearing dudes out here who are cowardly. Now they have the black community right where they want them. And this was confirmed after the Trayvon Martin Zimmerman trial, when they saw that they could, under a black president, kill a black kid, go to court, first of all, have a rally to even arrest the guy, get into court and acquit the person who did it, use white supremacy to make all of this stuff happen, and then black people do not create any kind of negative repercussion. They said, okay, got him. We got him back where we want him. Right after the verdict, this is when I started working on Hidden Colors 3 because I knew it was going to get worse, and yes, it is getting worse. I've been telling people it's going to get worse. Right after the Trayvon verdict last year, they came up with something called street harassment or campaign. They came up with the whole street harassment thing in the early 80s, but then they came up with this new street harassment campaign where the white feminists got a bunch of black women, because a lot of these black female feminists, they want that pat on the head from white women in white society. They got them and said, hey, come join with us. We got this whole street campaign, this campaign about street harassment, and we want you to tell us your experience of dealing with street harassment, and the face of street harassment is going to be black men. And they made black males the face of street harassment, and they brought black women in to shit on black men. And I talked about this extensively last year, and a lot of the black feminists just went in on me. They wrote several negative articles about me. Go check out some of those articles from October 2003. They wrote several negative articles about me because I was talking about how this whole street harassment thing is going to blow up in y'all's faces. Y'all black feminists, y'all just signed a death certificate for black women doing that shit. I told them that last year. I was going in on them. I'm like, y'all think you've carved a little niche for yourself with white supremacists by throwing us up under the bus? It don't work like that. You just shitted on the whole black community buddying up with these white supremacists. Oh, Tariq, he's trying to stop women from talking about street harassment. They did their whole spiel. Sure enough, the chickens came home to roost. The last year, we've seen our sister Renisha McBride get shot in the face by a white supremacist up there in Detroit. They had to decide if they were going to arrest the guy. The trial is still pending. Now this week alone, or in the last couple of weeks, you had a black female professor, I think she was in Arizona somewhere. She was on campus. She didn't have ID. They beat this woman up. She's a black female professor. She's like, I'm a professor. Y'all thought I'm an educated black woman. I'm an educated black woman because she kept saying how she's a professor and all that. Look, you think your educated black woman spiel is going to work on the white supremacists, you got another thing coming. They beat her ass. A few days ago down in Georgia, a black woman was driving. She was driving slow. It was an off-duty white cop behind her. honking his horn. He got upset. He got into this road rage. The sister pulled over. The guy followed her. Got out of his car, called this black woman all types of niggas and spit on her. This happened a couple of days ago. These white supremacists are not playing no more. Out here in Los Angeles, California, white supremacist cop beat the brakes off of a black great-grandmother. The lady that they beat up was a black great-grandmother. Beat the brakes off this woman in the middle of the freeway, on the side of the freeway. He was beating her ass like she was a dude. I mean, this dude had on gloves. I mean, just socking her like a damn man on some MMA fighting shit. When you see that, when they're beating black women down in the street like you're a dude, you got to start getting serious. Number one, it's time to arm yourselves. Number one. That means it's time to arm yourselves. Playtime is over. Now, they're getting into all types of Gestapo terroristic activity that we can't take lightly. See, the thing is, people thought that they could bedwinch their way into sanctuary with white supremacy. And sisters, you're getting your wake-up call, and you got to understand how white supremacy works. Again, once a bedwench's usefulness is no longer needed, they don't need you as a mammy no more. So all of these women out here, these black women, if they don't need you sexually anymore, it's open season on you. You're useless to the white supremacist power structure. They really don't need you no more. So they're going to treat you just like they treat the black men. And because you're a strong black woman, nobody's going to feel any remorse because you deserve it. The beatdown that woman got, I saw one news story report the incident. They said barefooted bag lady gets beat down. You see how disrespectful even some of the media outlets are being by that. You understand it? When you look at some of the comments in the chat room, you had people like, well, we don't know the whole story. The white supremacists are rallying around each other. Again, you got to understand the bedwinch angle ain't working no more. You can't bedwinch your way into white supremacy and think it's going to be cool. And truth be told, even if you are a bedwench, you ain't 100% safe if you ain't on your P's and Q's. Ask V. Stiviano. V. Stiviano is the preeminent bedwench right now. Did that stop them from walking up on her in New York and knocking her in her fucking head? And calling her all types of nigger bitches? Y'all remember that happened in New York? V. Stiviano, they ran up on her and beat her ass in New York. She thought that she could bedwench her way into a cool position with white supremacy. And you know, that was the reason why they did that. That was to keep her mouth shut. Because the thing is, with V. Stiviano, she's like, since she's in a telling mood, they sent a message to her, the people on top. They're like, look, you better keep your mouth shut. Don't tell too much, because I'm pretty sure V. Stiviano knows a lot of shit. V. Stiviano could come out saying some shit. Well, Donald Sterling told me that they fix games. She can shut a whole bunch of shit down. V. Stiviano could shut a lot of shit down. She can go say, hey, certain team owners are betting against their team. She could shut a lot of shit down. So don't think that them running up on that woman was random. If she came out with a tell-all book, she can fuck the whole NBA up if she wanted to. So that's why they ran up on her and knocked her in her damn head. That was a warning. So again, you're not safe in the bedwench community. And thinking that you're going to buddy up with them to be safe, it don't work like that. They're going to beat you down first. Look at how they're treating these sisters out here now. They're beating these sisters down like men. They're not playing out here. And look at the whole situation with Anthony Cumia. from Amos and Opie and Anthony. Now, Anthony is a known white supremacist, and people were sending me tweets talking about, well, Patrice O'Neal be on his show. First of all, just because you got one or two token black people around you, that don't mean anything. And plus, Patrice O'Neal knew he was a racist. But Patrice O'Neal, I mean, he used that forum to get his comedy out there. As a matter of fact, Patrice O'Neal made that show. That's the only reason a lot of people will listen to the show, because of Patrice O'Neal. He was a comedy genius. And what's interesting about that, Amos and Anthony are not really that funny at all. Patrice O'Neal, they would not give that man a show on Sirius for nothing. He's a comedic genius. But the thing is, Anthony and all those guys, they have white supremacists who share their views, and he was able to share his white supremacist views under the guise of comedy shock jock. So he could use that whole First Amendment thing. He was able to hide his white supremacists or protect his white supremacist views as just comedy. Which wasn't funny. His shit wasn't funny. But he said some real off-the-wall shit on that air. They did a whole show talking about eugenics, and they said a whole bunch of off-the-wall shit. And this is what happens when white supremacists let other white supremacists rant on. Because what happens is that when you let white supremacists go and rant, and other white supremacists co-sign them, the white supremacists become emboldened. And Anthony gets tired, just like many white supremacists, of playing and being coded about their white supremacy. They want to get all out with it and get down with it. They don't want to play games with it. So you have to understand, white supremacy is a religion, just like our brother Neely Fuller said. It's a religion. And certain people will become sacrifice or sacrificial lambs for that religion. He knew that he could become a martyr in the white supremacist community by pulling a stunt that he pulled. And the reason, like I told the white supremacists who called up, the reason Anthony got fired is because of his action, not because of his words. They keep trying to pretend that this is some kind of First Amendment issue. It has nothing to do with no First Amendment. This dude committed what could possibly be a crime, because if I was that chick, she need to see what a lawyer. Because the thing is, he was harassing this woman. Anthony was out here in New York taking pictures of random women, tried to lie and say he was taking pictures of the city and a woman walked into his frame. That's a complete lie. He was under some scaffolding. There was no city to see. He was taking pictures of women. A woman called him out. Then he lied and said the woman punched him and beat him up, which is a total lie. I don't believe none of it. Sounds like he got into a verbal altercation with the woman and might have assaulted her. And he called the woman all types of names and then got on the internet and called the woman all types of names. And what's surprising, or not even surprising, what's amazing about this is that all of these street harassment people are not saying a goddamn word. Where are all the people from Holla Back? Where are all the black feminists now? Where are all the other feminist groups now? When y'all were talking about when black men were the face of street harassment, they plastered black men's faces all over the place. Got all types of federal, not federal, but state money for this whole street harassment thing when black men were the face of it. This dude went beyond street harassment. You're walking up to random women on the streets, harassing them, taking their picture, then calling them all types of names. If that's not street harassment, I don't know what is. This Anthony called that woman all types of bitches, hoes, cunts, animals, dogs. He called that woman every name under the sun, and these women's groups are quiet as shit, including the black feminists. This is why we call you Negro bedwenches. This is why this proved everything I said, that this whole street harassment was racialized. It was another way to target black men. You have a dude, a white male right here, calling black women everything under the sun except the child of God, and then none of y'all say nothing. Right there in New York, none of you say one word about it. Nothing. This is why we do not take you seriously, black feminists, and other these other women's groups. If that was reversed, if Tom Joyner, hell, let's not even go extreme. Let's look at the whole street harassment thing. You know what street harassment is? Basically, if a brother walks up to a woman and says hi, they consider that street harassment. Did you know? And I'm not even exaggerating. If a brother walks up to a woman on the streets and says hello, they consider that street harassment. They're trying to get laws where they can get a brother arrested for saying that. I'm not exaggerating. So hell, I won't even have to go extreme. Hell, if a brother smiles at a woman too long, they can criminalize him. This dude basically harassed, assaulted, cursed out, then went back home and tweeted the shit he said to a black woman. Nothing happened. He called her pig, dog. Then he went in on all black folks. They ain't human. They're not people. They went in on all black people. And the funny thing is all the other white supremacists who are supporting Anthony. This is what's out here. You have a whole bunch of people who support him, including that guy Dave. Now, again, they're lightweights because when you start backing them in the corner, they run just like Dave did. And is it true? I just heard he deleted his Twitter. I just heard he deleted his Twitter. Yeah, he was trying to incite the white supremacists. But look, we can't play around with white supremacy at this point. Black folks, you have to understand it ain't nothing that you got to play around with. You can't play around with white supremacy. And you can't keep making excuses for it. Right now, we got to get into the circle our wagon stage. We got to get serious about relaying information with each other. We got to get our own media. That's what we got Hidden Colors for. Shout out to my brother Jason Black. He got his movie coming out. Shout out to that brother. We need more communication like that. Not only that, we need more businesses going on. We need more black people to support black businesses. We need to start arming ourselves to protect ourselves. Black females, you're going to have to stop listening to the bullshit rhetoric coming from those in the dominant society. Everything they're saying to you is to keep you weak and disempowered. We're going to have to start circling our wagons. We're going to have to start looking at our relationships differently. We're going to have to start thinking as a group and how we're going to protect ourselves as a group and coming up with codes as a group. The whole, the whole county EBT welfare thing, that's some shit y'all going to have to start weaning yourself on for those who are on it, because that's another stereotype that we're all on welfare and all that shit. But those who are on it, you're going to have to wean yourself up off that. We're going to have to start getting that economic base for real. We're going to have to just really make ourselves do business with each other. We got to do business. There's no other way around that. We just got to do business with each other to get infrastructure. Look, Hillary Clinton is about to start campaigning for 2016. Right now, we need to start getting a fund together. I mean, in the millions. We need to start getting money together because Obama's done. Obama let us down. He not only let us down, he left us open. I am sweating. Shit, let me turn this fan around. I'm sweating. It is hot down here. Hold on, let me turn my fan around, family. Hold on 1 second, fam. Let me see who's calling. Sorry about that. 1 second. There we go. Get a little air on a player. Y'all don't hear the wind in the thing, do you? Damascus. What's going down, Damascus? But yeah, Obama let us down. We just got to accept that. Obama let us down. You dig? And they're giving Barack Obama that work right now. I know this. They're giving him that work right now. You dig? And if the president really looked out for the black community a little bit, I think we would have protected him more. He's going to get that work. When he's out of office, you know, he's getting that work. But like I said, we need to get a fund together so we can give to Hillary Clinton, because I know everybody wants to vote for her. We need to get a fund together for black businesses. We should be like, hey, Hillary, we want an initiative to fund, we need federal dollars to start black businesses, to stop the joblessness and all this in the black community. Do not use the term minority at all. If you're going to vote, if you're not going to go to Hillary with an agenda, just don't vote, man. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. But yeah, but Barack Obama, he didn't bring it, man. He left us hanging. He left us hanging. So this is why, again, and I'm not going to throw too many stones at Barack Obama. I'm not. Because we as a community, we can get shit done. We can get stuff done, and we're going to have to. There's no other choice. We're going to have to circle our wagons. We got to get this economic base going. So how come I'm sad? It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, we got to get into a position where we leverage our power. We're not leveraging anything. And what we got to do, again, y'all need to really look at Hidden Colors 3. You need to go to Amazon right now and get your Hidden Colors 3 DVD, because we break that all the way down. We got the brother George Frazier, cold-blooded, stone cold game, and he's breaking it down. Let's see who's on the phone. A lot of folks are calling. What's up? Who's calling?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
This is Natasha. This is Tariq?
This is Tariq, young lady. How are you?
I'm Natasha in Virginia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Natasha in Virginia?
Yeah, I'm fine. I got a story to tell back in 2008.
Yeah.
That happened to me as far as being harassed.
Yeah.
I was coming home from work, and these two white boys in the truck. I live in Richmond.
Yeah.
And they was waving that Confederate flag. They saw me because at the time the car was driving, had tinted windows and everything, and I had my window rolled down.
Yeah.
So they waved that flag at me. So I looked over there. So I was like, get on my face. So I went the other lane, so I was coming 95 south.
Yeah.
So they kept waving the flag at me. So I just, had my hands like, what you gonna do? And they just kept driving. So when they reached the city of Richmond, they hurried and put the flag down, because Richmond's mostly black.
Yeah.
So they got kind of like, I can see him through, when he drove past, I can see him through the window, like telling him to put the flag down.
Exactly. Yeah. Because again, when they get sisters alone, and I notice this a lot, not just on a violent level, but a lot of times, and I see this a lot, and y'all black women know what I'm talking about. When they get sisters alone, when you get surrounded by a lot of white people, especially at your job or any social setting, a lot of times they'll say or do some real slick shit, especially with the touching of the hair shit. They know, look, every white person on the planet knows that shit is offensive. They know that, blacks don't like that shit, but they try to pull that shit every time, and that's a test to see how much they can get away with you. You dig? Mm-hmm. They want to see how much they can get away. If you sit up and let them feel all up in your hair, they're like, oh, cool, I got me a good one. Oh, I'm going to let this motherfucker be my maid. They know they got a good Negro if they let you do that. That's a test. But they do all types of shit and say all types of shit when they get you isolated and alone. And again, now they're trying to get real violent. And so we as a community, we got to step up our game. And that includes the sisters. It's time to start, if y'all start getting with brothers, it's time to start getting with some brothers who have themselves together, who can be good providers, good family mates. It's time to think in terms of family now, because look, that white dad that y'all been depending on, he's turning on you right now. All right?
Well, I ain't tossing and depend on them. I'm that type of female. I don't really deal with white folks like that. And I've always tried to, do things with my people. I wasn't, that type of female like that. I don't understand the scandal. I don't watch that show.
Yeah.
I don't even get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just stay away from that stuff. My thing is, trying to do a business on the side and getting out this corporate America. That's the only thing I'm working on.
Absolutely.
And of course, the white folks at my job, they really don't particularly care for me that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they say I'm mean or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
mean, and that means you ain't kissing their ass every day. Whenever they say it, like, that's all that is. You probably go in there and just do your job. But if you ain't kissing their ass, that means you mean. You dig?
Yeah.
They kill me with that shit. They always say that. I hear that all the time. They're like, there was a black girl working here. She was kind of mean. What the fuck you mean she was mean? That means that she wasn't going in there sucking y'all ass every day. You dig? So I get offended when they say little shit like that. But anyway, thank you for the call, young lady. Oh yeah, that offends me. They always try to put that on a lot of sisters in the workplace. But Jaleesa's kind of mean, huh? If you ain't in there skinning and grinning with all your teeth showing, you mean. Fuck out of here. Because they're used to the bedwench. They're used to the bedwench walking in there trying to suck the first dick she finds. What's up, Progress? And they do that with brothers too. A brother, I talked about that before. If a brother ain't smiling, well, who's trolling now? I don't know who's G. Robinson. Y'all call somebody troll the community school. Oh, okay. So G. Robinson. Okay, G. Robinson, are you a white supremacist? What's the deal, G. Robinson? Let me holler at G. Robinson for a minute. G. Robinson, do you need to call up? You talking, or is that you, Dave? Now, G. Robinson, you got to call up. Now, I can't let you get in the room and get mad and try to troll everybody. G. Robinson sounds like Dave. The Gloria Steinem. Hilarious. So talk about the Zimbabwe president kicking all the whites out. Well, Africa, man, the brothers and the people in Africa, man, some of those African countries, they need to really give the whole African diaspora a green light. They really need to give all African people around the world a green light to say, hey, come on down. Because a lot of black people don't know if it's cool to go to some of these places. They need to really open up to all Africans and let it be known. Did you know, like in Angola, I think it's Angola, they got a booming economy over there. And what they're doing, they're bringing in a lot of Europeans, people from Portugal, to get some of that money out there. And they're doing construction and all this stuff out there because, they got oil out there. And some of these African countries, man, if these leaders are for real, and we got to understand, a lot of them are controlled by Western bankers. We got to understand that too. A lot of them are controlled by Western bankers. So we got to get off that shit. Brothers got to start stepping their game up. And cats out there have to reach out. Say Ghana wants us to set up business. I might go out to West Africa in a few weeks. I'm trying to decide where I'm going to go. But we're going to go, I think we're going to go to Italy. Then we're going to go to the Senegal, Ghana. I'm going to one of the West African countries. I'm trying to decide which one. I want to go out there and talk business. I want to go out there and chop up game about business. Angola is still a Portuguese colony. For the most part, just not on paper. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's up? It's on DVD right now, Wavy. But the Zimbabwe and all these people, if they're doing all that, man, they need to set up an infrastructure so that all of us can go over there and just get down and start doing business. That's what it's time for them to do. The Ghana's coming up, yeah. You been to Senegal? Yeah, I've been thinking about Senegal. They got this real big statue. I want to go out there to see that statue. But I want to go out there. I want to see what's the best place to go out there and get some business popping. Not really, Jay De Niro. Yeah, you say saying that Obama let us down is an oversimplification. Well, I mean, shit. I mean, that's just the crux of it. That's just the crux of it. Some black man say, stop, they don't want us there. That's not true. I've been to Africa before, brother. I've been over there. I mean, they treated me with open arms. I was over in Tanzania, Zanzibar. They treated me wonderfully over there. Yeah, they treated me absolutely wonderful. And did y'all see, there was that show, Watch What Happens. I think it comes on ABC. I saw a clip of that. And let me show you how other people circle their wagons. See, this is how we got to get on that. We got to get on this thing where we circle our wagons all across the board and get that self-hate bullshit out of our system. See, with the thing with black folks, there's a lot of Dave in a lot of black people. Y'all know Dave who called earlier? There's a lot of Dave in you that a lot of black folks don't want to admit. Because see, the thing is, when people like Dave starts talking to the average black person, unfortunately, the average black person listens to Dave and starts believing his bullshit. I know a lot of people who believe that bullshit that Dave spews. Now, black folks like me, and Dave knows this, he knows I can knock that dumb bullshit right out the window. Now, he tried to be brave, and I think this was his first time listening, so he wasn't familiar with the show. So he didn't know he was going to get that work. That's why he tapped the fuck out twice. See? So this was his first time. He didn't know. And that happens with a lot of the white supremacists. Sometimes they'll step in the arena and not really know what they're getting into. And then when you start smacking their ass around verbally and intellectually, then they tap out. And then he ran and deleted his Twitter, by the way. You see that? I made his ass tap out and delete his whole Twitter. But the thing is, a lot of black people have a Dave inside of them. Because again, a lot of black people are programmed to believe everything the white supremacist tells them. When the white supremacists tell them, well, there's so much crime in your area, y'all say nigger all the time, that's the problem. And then black people start coming to us, man, we need to stop saying nigger. I'm like, man, if you don't sit down and stop listening to them, running game on you, don't bring that shit around here. Let me smack that up out of here. Fuck out of here. You see, I had that fool talking in circles. That's lightweight rhetoric he's talking. That's why y'all better get all the movies. Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3. Get all of them. So y'all can know how to handle those Daves out there. That's ammunition. That's ammo. You say Dave is an idiot. All of them are idiots. The thing is, you don't know they're an idiot until somebody shows you they're an idiot. That's the thing. All of those white supremacists are idiots. If you're talking that white supremacist nonsense, you're an idiot. But a lot of black folks don't know they're idiots because you believe them. Y'all don't even know how to call them out on their bullshit. And I'm showing, because when handling Dave is really for black, I'm showing you how to handle them. I'm showing you how to handle them. So y'all don't internalize that nonsense that they're kicking. And I wasn't even done with him. I wanted him to stay on the phone so I can really get up in him. I'm lightweight stomping his ass and he's stuttering and backpedaling. Well, it's the rap music. But white folks listen to more rap music. Well, white culture. Oh, well, what's white culture? Ice hockey. Too easy. It's lightweight. Yeah, you can get it at my man Marcus's store, the Nubian bookstore. G Robinson, where you at, G? What area code you calling from? G, whatever your name is, G Robertson. I'll be glad to take your call. What area code you calling from? Let's see. Hello, who's calling?
Hello?
I'm going to have you call back, fam. That don't sound like G. Robinson. G. Robinson, let me know what area code you're calling from, and I can answer your call. Let me see. Is this G. Robinson?
What's up, Tariq?
What's up? Is this G. Robinson?
Nah.
I have you call back, fam. I have you call back. Hello? This is G. Robinson?
Hello?
Is this G?
No, it's Thomas calling from New York.
What's up, Thomas? What's on your mind, man?
I'm the one who's a former Opie and Anthony intern, actually.
Oh, really?
Calling from Brooklyn.
Oh, cool. So you're a black guy?
Absolutely.
So how long were you an intern for Opie and Anthony?
I was with him for 6 months, and then I stayed with Sirius for another 3 or 4.
Okay, but you were with another show on Sirius, right?
I was with, initially with Opie and Anthony, then went to a different show.
So, off the air, did you see a lot of those white supremacist views coming from him then?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was saying when you were off the air behind the scenes, what was the vibe like? How did they treat you up there? How did you interact with Anthony?
Well, Anthony is we barely spoke, but everyone else was pretty cool. But what ended up happening when I actually initially interviewed with SiriusXM for the Opie and Anthony show, on paper, I'm the whitest dude in the world, from my credentials and my name in itself,
Yeah.
But when I went for an interview, I'm waiting for the main producer. I know what he looks like, but he has no idea what I look like.
Right.
And the first thing he said to me when I actually introduced myself to him, he's like, "You're Thomas." It was like a kind of a taken aback, mentality,
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to address the whole Anthony situation because as far as I'm glad you mentioned that you familiarized yourself with the show and you're familiar with Patrice O'Neal being on the show and stuff like that.
Right.
That was actually one of the main reasons why I even went to the show.
Yeah.
Because I was a fan of Patrice. You know?
Absolutely. Patrice made the show whenever he went on, and that's
absolutely hands down.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel before Patrice passed, God rest in peace. He essentially was the combative black voice on the show.
Yeah.
So therefore Anthony couldn't just spew his essentially propaganda rhetoric, hate speech, without a black voice combating him on and challenging his word.
And that would have made
it ever since.
Right. And that kind of saved him to a certain degree because when he was on Patrice's show, Patrice brought balance to counter that, and that made for good radio. To take Patrice out and just to hear hours and hours of damn white supremacy, now it's getting into something else. That's why I did not fuck with that show outside of Patrice.
Oh, absolutely. That's why now since Patrice is gone, there's no one to combat him, so that he's just clearly going rapid, racial out the ass. Kind of it's ridiculous.
Exactly. And I'm surprised that Sirius still might get some backlash for that because now people are going to start listening.
Absolutely, because first off, it's this is nothing new to Sirius. They know that how he is. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it just finally now became publicized to the masses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they're going to still. There might be some lawsuits in the mix or whatever because again, people are going to be like, okay, how come you guys had him on the air that long? And they're going to start listening to old shows and they're going to be like, hey,
Oh yeah, he's very keen on especially when the few times that I've actually engaged him. As far as the double talk, being very passive aggressive, as if I can't read between the lines,
Yeah.
I grew up in Bed-Stuy. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not an idiot by any means,
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, real talk, man. But hey, thanks for the call, fam. Yes, indeed. That brother was an intern. I'm waiting on G. Robertson. Is G. Robertson gonna call? G. Robertson said he's trying to call, but. Yeah, the number is 818-850-5404, G. Robertson. That is the phone number. What area code you calling from, G. Robertson, so I'll know it's you. Just let me know what area code you're calling from. Let's see if this is G. Robertson. Is this you, G?
No, what's up, man? This is Josh out here in San Francisco.
I'm going to have you call back, Josh. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Josh. Hate to have to hang up on you. He's calling from 619. Is this you, G?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
Not G. Robinson.
Okay. What's your name?
It's Rhea again.
Hey, what's going on with you, Rhea?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. What's on your mind, Rhea? Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me get G. Robinson. I'll call you back. Hold on. I think this is G right here. All right, what's up? Who's calling? Hello? Hello? G? Okay, he's not saying nothing. Okay, I want Rhea to call back in a minute, but all right, G. Robinson, he's not saying nothing. All right, I think this nigga might just be playing. It might be Trag or somebody playing on the phone because he called from the 614 number. I think G. Robertson might be just Trag playing or just a nigga trolling for attention. Yeah, he got shook. The dude didn't say anything. The dude did not say anything. I'm going to have Kia call back up in a minute. I want Kia to call back up because I want to hear what she has to say. The young lady called twice. And G. Robinson, if you're serious, call back up if you have something to say. Well, the American Negro is desperate for attention. And the fact that a nigga's just getting attention right now, that's like a drug. That nigga's prostate is tingling right now because he's getting attention. So, niggas love attention. So we're waiting on G to call up if you're calling up. And don't forget to go to hiddenscolorsfilm.com and go to amazon.com to get Hidden Colors 3. It's available on DVD now. It's the #1 documentary in the country right now. The #1 documentary in the country right now. What's up? Who's calling?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, Flex?
What's up? This G?
Nah, it's not G, man. I was watching the show, man. That nigga.
I have you call up. I have you call back in a minute, fam.
#1.
Yo, what's up? Who's this?
Yo, what's going on, bro? This Riff, man. What's happening?
What's up? I have you call back, man. Okay, what's this nigga about to start? I have you call back, brother. Man. Hold on, am I still rolling? Let me refresh my thing here. Hold on, let me refresh my page. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. And don't forget to go to TariqElite.com, ladies and gentlemen, to get that fresh gear. Go to TariqElite.com to get the fresh gear, get those boots. We got the shoes. We got all types of good stuff for you, family. That's at TariqElite.com. That's at TariqElite.com. Yeah, it'll be back in stock tomorrow. It'll probably be back in stock tomorrow. We sent a whole bunch to them. The shits are selling out so fast, man. What's up? Who's calling?
Hello?
What's up? Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Who's this, man?
You Tariq?
I'm going to ask you one last time, nigga. Who is this?
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
All right, let's try somebody else. Yo, what's up? Who's calling? Okay, niggas with these phones. If y'all don't get y'all phone game together and stop acting moist. And like I said, get my new boots. I got my new shoes at TariqElite.com. We got the fly dress shirts at TariqElite.com. TariqElite.com. Say black men versus black women is the big issue. But what we have to do, we got to get the sisters to understand that the white daddy thing ain't working. You're going to have to be selective in your mates. All this swag fucking has to go. You're basing your priorities on how much swag a nigga has and all that. You're going to have to start being more tactful in who you choose. choose. And that goes for dudes too, but it's really on the women. It's really on the women. You really got to choose who you're going to procreate with and have kids with and get into relationships with. Now, again, we have to look at the white supremacist power structure, because now what created that? Taking the male out of the home, that came from economic deprivation, where the male could not be the provider he could be. The white supremacists created all of that. Then they step in with the fake solution. Hey, we take care of you. We got this thing called Section 8. We got you since he can't. See, we keep falling for the con game. We got to stop falling for the con game. And again, that whole thing, and I'm not going to put it all on the sisters now, again, because the white supremacists orchestrate all of it. Mr. Ty Star, that's not nothing I'm addressing at all. That's some shit I'm not going to even address. It's too petty and too small and too infantile to even address. So we got bigger and better fish to fry. You dig? What's up, Marky Mark? So that's the thing. We got to start, men, we got to start creating that economic base so that the women do not have to get into that whole bedwench position. We got to get that economic base going. We got to get that economic base going. Because the thing is, all of these other groups, they got an economic base, and this is why a lot of the women are bowing down to them. So we got to be real serious about that. It's on the dudes. The men, there's no escaping that. See, a lot of the brothers out here, when you start talking about getting your money together, and I think I had somebody give a review of Hidden Colors. Somebody said something to the effect of, it was a great movie, but in the solutions part, they were like, well, I don't know about black capitalism. I don't know if that's the answer. That's the only answer. That's the only answer. Then when dudes get into this whole thing about that white man's money and all that, dude, we live in a capitalistic society. We got to get out here and play this game and get this paper and create a base, because we're getting our asses whooped economically. All the black problems can be traced back to economics. Every issue we have, the root of it is economics, and the reason why it's economic is because the white supremacists use economics to whoop our asses as a group. You dig? And what they do, they send their minions like Dave, who called up to try to thwart your focus and get you focused on bullshit like rap music and the word nigga. They try to get your focus on some bullshit, and then black folks fall for it. You got black folks, we stop saying the N-word, that's going to stop white supremacy. No, it's not. No, it's not. So we got to get real serious about doing business with each other. We got to get real serious about doing business with each other. And this is why, because we don't have an economic base, we don't have a way to protect ourselves from the predatory judicial system. We don't have a way to protect ourselves from predatory law enforcement. This is why law enforcement can beat the brakes off of a black great-grandmother in broad daylight on the streets of Los Angeles on the side of a freeway, and all he gets is administrative leave. We should be in a position where that cop's entire neighborhood should be shook. Straight up and down. We should be in a position where everybody that cop knows should be shook right now for pulling that kind of stunt. The fact that they can get down like that in broad daylight in Los... Now, 20 years ago, they couldn't have done that. They couldn't have done that 20 years ago. But Los Angeles, they've been attacking Los Angeles economically nonstop I mean, the black folks in Los Angeles is just there is no black community. You go down there around the Crenshaw area, it's like I see Mexicans, white people, I see all types of people. It's like you don't even know where the black folks are. They didn't ship black folks all to Rialto, Riverside, Lancaster, Palmdale. You know, the black community is all dispersed and discombobulated. There is no black community. So when this dude called up talking about some gangs and all this old shit, well, it's the gangs, the black gangs. Ain't no black gangs are rare. Most black gangs are not active. No black gangs. You got studio gangbangers out here now, but there ain't no black gangs. MS-13 and the Bloods and the Crips. And these gangs are so inactive. They're not really active like that. I didn't hear about a grandmother who was run over by a pickup truck. I haven't heard about that. I'll get your call in a minute, Mr. Take Your Cape Off. I'll get your call in a minute, man. Yeah, I haven't heard about that. That's a new. They done ran over another black woman, a grandmother who was hit by a road rage trucker. Good Lord. Do they? Okay, hold on. Send me a link of that real quick. I haven't even heard of that one. When did that happen? Y'all put the link up again of that. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This dude naming off Mexican gangs. MS-13 don't even have black gang members. Oh, let me look at this story. Hold on, let me look at this story. Police driver Ren's vehicle runs over grandmother. Good Lord. Douglasville, Georgia. Okay, this happened, a couple of weeks ago. That's a young-ass grandmother. Okay, I'm looking at the story now. How come the chick's daughter look younger than her? Is the lady, did she kill her? What happened? Hold on, what? Let me see. Did they kill the lady? I'm reading the article now. Against the back, full of gas. I can't tell if they killed the woman or not. She's 53 years old, moved from Los Angeles to Douglasville. She survived breast cancer. Oh, she did die. Okay, she died. Damn. Okay, that sister died. Okay, yeah, I didn't even hear about that. Oh, damn. Again. Man, these white supremacists are not playing. And they going hard down there in Georgia. Y'all got to understand. People think that Georgia is like Atlanta. Let me tell you something. Outside of Atlanta, Georgia is Klan, skinhead, white supremacist headquarters. Nigga, outside of Atlanta, I got a ticket now that I got to get off my license from, hold on, where is this shit? From Georgia that I got sent. Because I got to renew my license, and there was some kind of hold on there from a ticket I paid in Georgia. Right here, bud. In Henry County. I was down there doing elections. See, it's right here. Henry County. Had to get some paperwork because they had some shit. I went out there to do election. They pulled me over so fucking fast. Like, what your black ass doing out here? In this nice car. They hurried up and gave me a ticket. I paid that shit the next day. Get the fuck out of my face. And they gave me a ticket so fast. The minute I left Atlanta, I got pulled over. Georgia is Klan, white supremacist, redneck central. Dude. I was at one of them colleges, because a lot of them black colleges be all off in the cut, man. Yeah, it's being recorded right now. G. Robinson, you're just trolling, dude. And as a matter of fact, G. Robinson, if you don't call up in the next 5 minutes, if you don't call up, I'm just going to ban you right now, brother. because you're just trolling. You sound like Trag. You might even be the Dave guy. But if you don't call up, you're not going to troll in the room. I'm just going to go ahead and let you roll out, all right? Because I like, if you're going to be a white supremacist, at least you be bold enough to say what you got to say on the phone, if you're so supreme. You dig? So call up G, 818-850-5404. If you're not calling up, that ass is getting banned. I hear my son up there rolling around. Said Andre 3000 got a ticket win. Whoops, whoop. Hold on, my thing is going fast. You said, oh, Andre 3000 got a ticket in Henry County? Hold on, when? When was this? How do you know Andre 3000 got a ticket in Henry County? All right, that nigga has to go. He didn't call up. You didn't call up, G. What is I hear? Y'all hear TJ up there throwing stuff? My son, he has a little fever. He's been kind of sick with a little sad look. All right, there you go. G Robinson, you got banned, brother. I had to ban that ass since you wouldn't call up because you're not just going to troll the room. So I went on and banned you. How about we claim Moorish? Okay, French. We all claim Moorish tomorrow. Now what? All right, let's say all of us claim Moorish tomorrow. Then what? Tomorrow, every black person in America is Moorish. Then what? And that's a serious question. That's not a rhetorical question. I want you to tell me, because nobody can seem to answer that question. Tomorrow, we all register as Moors. We got 43 million people claiming Moor first thing tomorrow morning. Now what do? How do we combat white supremacy as Moors? Because I'm not saying that's a bad idea, not at all. Not shitting on it, but I'm just saying, then what? So you live in Henry County, the cops are mostly black, they must be coons or some shit, I don't know. Let me see this. Andre got arrested 2009, okay. Yeah, they got Henry County, nigga. There must be like one road or something to Henry County because shit, they got me fast as hell out there. Next time, I was about to say I was going to let Ola drive, but shit, Ola have my ass in fucking Miami. Ola is the worst driver with directions. God damn, we go on lecture tours. I think I let Ola drive in Chicago one time. We ended up in Detroit. Shit, Ola can't drive for the shit. Ola is horrible with directions. My dude is horrible. Man. So you got your car taken apart in Georgia? Yeah, man. It's wild out there. No, Ola's the homie. Ola, no. When we go out on the road, we got an unwritten rule to not get directions from Ola. Ain't that right, Ola be giving us the wrong directions, and he be sure about them fucked up directions. Like, Ola, where's the school? I think we got to make a right at In-N-Out Burger. I'm like, okay. And we end up in the boondocks somewhere. We end up by a river. I'm like, fuck, man. But yeah, speaking of those hick towns, Way Goldie, I ain't talking about that stupid shit, man. It's weak and dumb, and I'm not even going there, dude. That's nothing. I'm not even going there, man. But that show, Watch What Happens, they do these hidden camera experiments And this just goes to show how the white supremacists rally around each other. And just people in the dominant society, period. They set up this fake thing where you had two groups of teen boys. You had like 3 white teens and 3 black teens. No, Ola's joke. Ola's the homie, man. That's just jokes. I be fucking with Ola. Ola's thorough. That's my dude. That's my right-hand man. So Ola's the dude. Ola handles business. Ola was out there holding it down in D.C. So Ola handles business. Ola's that dude. Ola's a very thorough brother. Ola is thorough. Ola is just fucked up with directions, though. That's the thing. Ola's that dude, but just don't let him drive you nowhere. Man. But like I said, to watch what happened, y'all probably saw this story. They had 3 white teens, a group of white teens, and all of these are actors, by the way. And then they had 3 black teens. So they went to this diner somewhere, I want to say Kentucky, it was somewhere in middle America. Real talk, Goldie. No, it's no biggie, Goldie, but I ain't even going into that, but it's nothing. It's nothing, Goldie. But, so like I said, to watch what happens, they went to this diner, and the whole setup was they were going to pretend that these boys went into this diner and they ran out on the bill. And they had a white girl who was a waitress in there, and she was an actress too, so she was in on it. And they wanted to see how all the other customers were going to react. The customers weren't in on it. So they wanted to see how the customers were going to react. So they had the 3 white kids go in there, they eat the food, they're like talking, hey man, I ain't got no money, let's run out of here. And you're looking at the reaction of all the other white people sitting around listening. So the white kids get up and they run out of the shop. And they got hidden cameras on the other customers. So all the white people are just kind of quiet, they're real low key, they ain't, they're just like kind of quiet about it. And when the girl comes back, like where the guys go, they're like, I think they left. They reluctant. They don't want to, they don't want to get involved, but they're like reluctantly saying, hey, those guys dipped out. They're real low key about it. And this happened over and over again. Different groups of people come in. They really didn't do anything. When the girl asked, they said, the guys left. I don't know. So the people were just kind of hush-hush about it. But when they brought the black dudes in, they brought 3 black teens. They were talking about, hey man, let's dip out of here on the check. They got up and told on them niggas so fast. Not only did they tell on them, the waitress came back and the waitress looked like she was about to start crying. All the white people in the store started giving her money. They're like, it's okay, we'll take care of you. They started giving her money. I was like, wow. If they see that one of their own has been harmed by a black person or done wrong by a black person, instinctively, they rally around each other and assist each other without no questions. It's called Watch What Happens. All the people in the store started a collection for the waitress to look out for her. She ended up giving the money back. She was like, hey, I'm really an actress. And they're like, oh, shit. But they didn't waste. They told on them niggas so fast. Yeah, it was one redneck who was talking shit to him. They were like, y'all don't want to do that. This ain't New York. It was one white dude talking shit to him. So they were like, this just goes to show how other groups circle their wagons when it comes to each other. We got to get on that same page. Oh, yeah, the one with the bike was hilarious. They did another one with a bike. They had a white kid who was pretending that he was stealing a bike. And he was out there for just a long time pretending he's stealing a bike. People just walked by. They didn't even pay attention. There was one person even helped him with the bike. He told him the bike wasn't his. They were like, this your bike? Like, no, not really. And somebody helped him steal it. Another white person helped him steal it. He was out there for damn near an hour. Nobody did shit. They put a black dude out there. Them white people damn near lynched that dude. You saw how fast they got on his ass? They started flooding 911 with calls. They surrounded the dude. They got on his ass. They had to run out with the cameras and like, oh, this is just a TV show. They didn't hesitate to get in on that brother. And again, so when I hear people talking about black crime stats and all that, the problem with black crime stats is that a lot of white people get smacks on the wrist for their crimes. They just don't get targeted for crime. They create all types of crime. They just don't get punished for that. Oh, they had a white girl stealing them? I haven't seen that one. I didn't see that one. That was hilarious. But again, man, that just goes to show, look, black folks, man, people out here are not playing games with you. People are not playing games with you. You got to get yourself together economically. It's really time to stop playing. We got to get our economic game together and start becoming competitive. What's up? Who's calling? Hey.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you, young lady?
I am lovely. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's your name, sweetie?
Sybil.
Sybil, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Florida. Let me put you up.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on in that background. You got to go somewhere quiet, babe.
I'm sorry about that.
There you go, thank you.
Yes, I'm calling from South Florida. I was in the chat, actually, and I was trying to talk some game with the ladies. I was just like, hey, I'm trying to start a wound circle. And no one even cared. I even tried to talk to some women, like, just one-to-one. I realized, obviously, you're going to think I might be a man. But I was like, I'm a woman. I'm just trying to see where your head's at.
Yeah.
Talk to you. My husband and myself, we purchased Hidden Colors 3. We went and saw it, actually, in Miami.
Oh, cool.
I stood the whole time. The entire time I was standing.
Oh, wow.
I was in heels and all.
Oh,
but you know what? I was grateful for what you put out because the information was necessary. I know there was a lot of people who were those kind of hotep niggas that were just like, I saw some people even printed your shirt. It wasn't your shirt, but they just printed your stuff. They were just, I saw a woman she had some pork on a stick at the end of the line or something. They were trying to like show off the food and everything. She was a little bit feeling weird and everything.
Hilarious.
But generally, I'm really worried about the women community in the black community because, I mean, we have no sisterhood at all.
That's true. That's true. Everybody's competitive with each other. And that's another thing, man. The women got to get off this whole thing where you're hating on each other. You're trying to compete all the time. You don't trust each other. That has to go.
I don't understand where it's coming from. Personally, I've never had female friends growing up as a child.
Yeah.
So I never was able to even connect with women. So now I'm at a place, I understand where it came from because I was a very unconscious child.
Yeah. Where
it came from sexuality, social dynamics, even just on a total level, my consciousness is at a zero. And I'll admit to that.
Yeah.
So now I'm at a point where I'm trying to reach out to other women. I've read my Sherazad Ali's. I've read my Queen of Swords. I've read my Marcus Garvey. I've read a lot. I'm well versed, I would say. I'm not going to try and put myself up on a pedestal, but I'm trying to learn from other women, not from other men, because I can't learn to be a woman from a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my husband himself is just trying to push other women on me, and I try to still connect with them, but there's this jealousy. There's this, I can't fuck with you kind of vibe. And I'm like, I don't get where this is coming from. I don't know if it's that they want to have sex with me. I'm fine with that if that's what you want. And I just need a woman around. That's all it is. Yeah. And I don't understand where it's coming from most of the time.
Yeah, the thing is, man, especially a lot of black females, man, have been taught to be competitive from a very young age. And this is when they start to compete with their mothers, truth be told. And
and that still happens with me and my mother, I won't lie.
Yes, indeed. And that happens a lot. A lot of times in the black community, we have a lot of young mothers out here. And a lot of these young mothers, they're single for a long time. And then when their daughters become teenagers, now there's a competitive thing there. The daughter's starting to get her body in order. Now when they go out, more men are looking at the daughter than the mother. The woman's bringing her boyfriend around. He's looking at the daughter. So there's a low-key resentment thing that goes on. And then the mother oftentimes start neglecting the black female teen. I see that a lot.
That's where I'm at, is that I was very much neglected because my mother couldn't accept me growing into being a woman. So instead of teaching me how to be a woman, she just neglected womanhood in general. and just wasn't around.
Absolutely. I see that all the time. And that's the problem. These young girls out here, niggas run fucked up game on them because they're neglected.
Yeah.
Not only don't they have a father figure, they really don't have a mother figure.
I completely understand that, but my issue with that is that, yes, that happened to me, but I've grown from that, and now I'm looking to another woman for help. Why are women looking to men to become women?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that we're going to have to address. I would like to we do need to get men's and women's groups as well. And when I say women's groups, not the Negro Bedouin circles.
Not feminist circles. We need a womb circle. We need a sister circle, not a lesbitronic circle bashing men. We need to just uplift our wombs. We need to sit in our kitchens and heal our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna do
and I do have a question for you.
Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
My husband just left, but it was actually a question that he had for you. Not to really to put you out there in a sense, but we have family members who are kind of well connected in the streets in a sense.
Yeah.
And we're at a place where we're realizing that instead of serving up our communities, why aren't we serving up our enemies? Why are we dealing to our communities and killing each other versus going and killing the people who are trying to kill us? Personally, it's my cousin-in-law. He lives in Boca, a very heavily white area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am grateful that he is taking everything in his power to serve up the white community and not our black community. Mm. How is it that we can share that message?
Well, the thing is, man, we just really got. Well, the thing is, other communities, they protect themselves from you. We have to understand that.
Very true.
So a lot of times, even if you want to do something to those in the dominant society, see, they have power and wealth and resources to a point where they can protect themselves from you. We don't have that. So anything they bring in, we're susceptible to it. When they want to bring in a new drug, mollies, crack, weed, coke, ice,
exactly.
It's right there for us. New guns, it's right there for us. So we got to get into a position where they can't penetrate us like we cannot penetrate them. So that's where we got to be. So we got to, again, go back to circling our wagons and create that economic base and just really tighten up our circle. But again, I'm going to do a whole show about that. But thanks for the call, Sybil. Sybil brought up some real good points. She brought up some very good points. Very good points. A lot of girls out here, man, in the community, a lot of black girls are very much neglected by their mothers. And a lot of times, the mothers will sabotage them. And let's go deeper than that. A lot of time, older black people, period. Older black people, period. That traveling John, oh, dude, kill yourself. Dude, I don't want to talk to you, traveling John. You trolling for attention. Not right now. I got deeper shit I got to chop up game about. But like I was saying, a lot of times, and I'm not going to put it just on the women because the fucking older dudes too. Older black people, in many cases in the black community, there's almost a resentment for younger black folks coming up. They don't want to see them rise higher than them. You understand what I'm saying? Men and women. Men and women. When they see you doing certain things that they used to do or they wanted to do and they're not doing it, they get very resentful and they'll try to sabotage you on some low-key slick shit. There's that generational divide. Let's just be very real. This happens with men and women. And I've experienced this very recently, by the way, not to even go to too many details about it. With that older generation, they'll kind of low-key spaz out. It's that whole Bill Cosby thing. Well, Bill Cosby gets older and starts spazzing out on young black folks. You dig? A lot of older black folks get older. Like, yeah, because Eddie Murphy talked about that. You know, he was talking about how he was a big fan of Bill Cosby, and then Bill Cosby called him up one day and just spazzed out on him. Like, what the fuck? You dig? That happens a lot. Now I'm not going to go into details, but some people know where they know what I'm talking about without me going into details. But again, even people you were rolling with, people that you show a lot of respect to. No, I'm not going into that at all. I'm not going into that. I'm not going into the details. But a lot of times, man, people, older cats, when you least expect it, people that you've shown respect to all your life, and when you least expect it, the older they get, sometimes they'll just spaz out at the drop of a hat, man. That happens a lot. They'll pull that Eddie Kane Jr. shit on you. But again, that happened with Bill Cosby, with a lot of cats. And the thing is, Bill was doing that to a lot of comedians back then. He was calling up comedians doing that. He was doing that a lot. But that happens a lot, man. So we got to understand, man, a lot of our older black people let us down. They haven't created anything for us because a lot of times, a lot of shit they did was they weren't fulfilled in that, and they want this certain level of respect from us, but they didn't really build anything cohesive for us. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes for women too. A lot of women do that to their daughters. A lot of these older women, just like this lady called up, you know, she want to talk to women and get that game and get that nurturing and get those life lessons from older women. But now in this generation now, you have older women who still going to fucking All-Star Weekend. You dig? You got grandmothers with lace fronts with blonde highlights in them now. So now the older women are too competitive with the younger women. You got 55-year-old women up in the club. Now, they look good in the fact that some of them look good. Some of them look good. They feel like they can get out there like that. And they're very competitive with each other. And they haven't left us anything. They haven't left us anything. Easy Taylor, you say older blacks have done a lot for us. Easy Ezra Taylor, sounds like you're trolling, and I'm just going to assume you're trolling. You're definitely trolling. You don't believe that. I'm not going to even. Ezra that's a sister. That's a woman. Ezra, it sounds like you're trolling, Ezra. But a lot of these girls out here now, their mothers straight up neglect them. You ever look at those shows like Scared Straight, and they send those teen girls to those women's prisons so the female studs can yell at them? One thing I notice about the little girls, and I feel so bad when I see this, you see the little girls and you can tell they're being neglected. Their little hair is never done. That's one way I can tell a neglected girl. When she's walking around, her hair is just sitting on top of her head. She's a little teenage girl. Her mama ain't doing her hair. Mama come up with every excuse in the world to not do the little girl's hair. She know the little girl ain't got no fucking money to get her hair done herself. So the little girl, she don't know what she's doing. So you got the little girl walking around looking crazy. You're not doing her hair. That's some passive aggressive shit that they do to their daughters. And the mother's got all types of $1,000 weaves and shit in her hair. And the daughter's looking crunchy. So that right there lets me know the little girls who are being neglected. And when I look at those Scared Straight shows, the little girls' hair be all over the place and they're angry and that you can see the self-hate in them. That the hair thing means it's just neglect. You can see the girls are being neglected. That's what that means. It ain't got nothing to do with the texture of their hair, whatever. It's just that the girls, you can tell that they're not being kept up correctly. The little girls are not being kept up. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, scary as hell. And again, these mothers don't want to compete with their daughters, so they low-key sabotage them. they don't want them to outshine them. I talked about this on the show before. A few years ago, I talked about how a lot of these mothers don't want their daughters to outshine them because a lot of people, black people now, are running on ego. A lot of black people are running on ego. They want to be somebody who their children or other people look up to, but they haven't done anything to look up to them. So now, when their children look like they will surpass them, these people, their egos sabotages them. The egos, they sabotage them. And there's a little meme, a little video that's going around on Vine, and I know y'all saw it, of these kids on a playground. And there's a little pole on a playground. There's these little boys playing. It's like a 15-second clip. There's a pole on the playground. Little black girl, she's about 8 years old, can't be no more than 9. This is a playground. The little girl starts spinning around on the pole like she's at a strip club, gets to the bottom of the pole and does a split like a goddamn stripper. Now, this little girl is about no more than 8 or 9. And I saw other videos. Another video, this girl, her and her mama had a twerking contest. So the mama's out here with her little egg-shaped ass. The little girl's about 8 or 9. The mama's out here twerking, popping her ass, getting on her hands and knees, and the daughter's emulating her. When I see stuff like that, very consciously and even on a subconscious level, you're trying to sabotage your children when you do that. If you do that, you are not shit. You're just clearly not about shit. And you're clearly trying to sabotage your children. You're proactively trying to sabotage your children. You're trying to low-key, even on a subconscious level, trying to make sure your kids end up not shit like you. To encourage that type of stuff with your kid, you're trying to make sure your kid ends up not being shit just like you. People like that, we're going to have to shun. This is why it's very important for men to create an economic base. Those hood rats like that was created by white supremacy. White supremacy creates that. Because white supremacy doesn't have rules or regulations for a code of conduct for that. There are no rules and regulations. There's no code of conduct because in order to survive on the crumbs of white supremacy, you don't need that. You don't need a code of conduct. White supremacy got you. So you think. You know, they always feed chickens real good before they slaughter them. You dig? Chickens live real good right before they're getting slaughtered. They walk around the hen house eating it up, living it up. Fat off hormones. You look at housed chickens. I'm not talking about the natural chickens like in Africa. I've eaten chicken from Africa. It's very lean. But the housed chicken, it's all fat and muscular, big, huge pieces of chicken. You know, you eat that chicken from Church's Chicken. Church's got these big, huge fucking chicken wings. That's this size. You eat a chicken wing about this big. And the chicken's walking around thinking they got it popping. I'm living it up. I am living it up. The chicken feeder is giving me all this good food. I'm living it up. They got roosters to come fuck me every other day so I can lay eggs. All I got to do is eat food, get fat, lay eggs. I got it going on. Until they say, well, wait a minute. What's that machine coming my way? And what's that sound I keep hearing? What the hell is that sound? And they slice you up for the killing. That's what it is to be a hood rat in America. And right now, the hood rats, they're beating you down. Your free reign in the hen house is over. Running around the hen house getting fat off the crumbs, that shit is over. Now it's slaughtering time. That's why they're beating your asses down in the streets right now. Wide open beating your ass. Like it's nothing. It's slaughtering time. That's just the way it is. I can't even sugarcoat it. It's slaughtering time right now. You thought you were going to get a pass. That's why they're shutting down all these programs. They're going to start snatching those EBT cards. They already did a test run with the EBT cards just to see how you're going to act. They're getting you ready. Because they're about to kick white supremacy in overdrive. They're about to get wide open again with it. They're about to get wide open. You digging? You again? The hood chicks think they got it going on. You dancing and twerking. You think it's all good. You're not letting your offspring know the game. You're not letting them know the game. You need to let them know the game. You need to be getting shit prepared for them. Now, black folks used to do that. You know, black people used to get out there and sharecrop, and they say, "Hey, look, you going to school? I'm out here busting my ass in this cotton field. I'm sending you to school. I'm doing this for you." So we did have that, where black people wanted to make their offspring do better. You have to do better than me. Black people were on that back in the day. You got to do better than me. I'm sacrificing myself for you. Nowadays, like, fuck that. Let's go turn up together. I'll sign you up for my Section 8. You got that type of shit going on. So we got to get realistic about what we need to do out here. That's why y'all need to get Hidden Colors 3 right now. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey.
What's up, fam?
Tariq, what's going on, man? It's Jay, bro.
What's up, Jay?
I hear fresh in Philadelphia, man.
What's happening? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I need to ask your opinion on something, bro. I need to see, can you help me figure some shit out, man?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm out here in Philadelphia, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you move to a new city, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do good and follow my dreams, but it's like, the truth is, I'm not from out here. I don't know nobody out here. I ain't got no family out here. You know what I'm saying? But in a city like this, for people to know all that shit about you, man, you come across as the type of cat that you know what I'm saying? You can't do that type of shit in a city like this. Like, as far as me meeting women and shit, you know what I'm saying? Me telling them the truth, you know what I'm saying? Versus me, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't know, man. It's like a conflict, bro. I can't figure this shit out, man.
Now, what? Okay, you got to slow down because you're all over the place. Basically, you're just saying a whole bunch of damn hip hop catchphrases. You know what I mean? Can't figure out what I'm saying. Now, what exactly is your dilemma in Philly? You moved out to Philly for what? What'd you move out there for?
Because it has a very strong culture in the art community. It's close to New York City, and I want to establish myself in the art world.
Okay, so you do art like paintings or what?
Yeah, like paintings and drawings.
Okay, so now what kind of problems have you been having with the ladies? Have you not tried to holler at the women? What's the deal?
Now, what it is like, I guess I'm coming across as, because I'm lying to them. That's where I'm lying to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm lying to the women, like, you know, I'm telling them that I'm not from here and I just moved here and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm lying as far as who I know here. Like, my brother lives out here, woo-woo, but in the truth, I don't know nobody out here. I don't want to just come across to a woman or to nobody just weak like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody out here. And, like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's an open case for them to, like, judge you. And, like, I don't know, man.
Wait,
like,
stop.
Am I tripping?
No, yeah, you tripping. Why would that be? Dude, not only is that you don't have to do that, you being the new dude in town is going to work in your favor. What the fuck are you lying for? That's the last thing. You need to be doing the opposite of that.
Because somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, moved to the city, the first thing, you know, people going to be like, well, like when you moved to LA, I remember you said you were 17 years old,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm 32, you know what I'm saying? Just moving to a new city, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a people like, you know what I'm saying, think about it like, you know, you don't know nobody out here. You ain't got no family out here. Like, why you move out here? That's the reaction that I would get.
So what? So look, dude, if somebody said, why you move out here? I'll move right here to do art. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Dude, you got to, right now, if you come to women like that, they're going to smell the insecurity on you. Right now, you got a lot of insecurity on you. They can smell that. You got to let that shit go. If you got to start lying for some, that ain't even nothing worth lying about. So if you're lying about insignificant, dumb shit like that, the reason why you came out, because you scared you're going to get judged, even if you did get judged, so
no,
what,
Tariq,
dude?
Tariq, I'm not
Wait,
lying about, listen, I'm not lying about the reason that I came out here. I'm lying about that I got a brother out here. Like, I know somebody out here. Like,
you telling
know
unnecessary lies, dude. Why are you telling that's the most unnecessary lie you can tell. Why would you tell a dumb fucking lie that you don't even need to tell? A chick might be ready to give you some ass, and she found out you lied about having a brother. She's like, why the fuck would he lie about having a... You think she's going to give you some ass based on you having a brother or not? Really?
No, nigga just want to seem like he a normal person, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Tariq.
What does that mean, dude? It's normal for people to move to other cities. It's normal for people to move to other cities, dude. You're lying for no reason. You 32. That's the part that's whack about you, to be a 32-year-old nigga who have to make up fucking 9th grade lies. That's some shit a nigga in the 9th grade lie about. I'm a superhero. What the fuck are you lying about shit you ain't got to lie about? You just lying just to be lying. You dig? Just let that go, dude. You're lying just for the sake of lying. Like, my daddy, O.J. Simpson. You're just lying for the fucking sake of lying. Stop lying and just say, hey, man, my name is Jay. I moved out here from Florida. I'm about to do art. I'm just out here trying to get my feet wet. Women can respect that. You see how I just said that? That's not how they gonna judge you based on your life and what you're doing. You dig?
I guess, man, I feel you. So nobody never asked you those type of questions when you was in L.A. Like, well, you ain't got no family out here?
Yeah, they ask me all the time. They ask me that all the time. All the time they would ask me that. I'm like, no, I ain't got no family out here by myself. And guess what? I still hit them draws. You dig?
Yeah,
I still hit. All day. I wouldn't lie about no stupid shit like that. It was the truth. I'm out here. I don't know nobody. I'm doing my thing, trying to get my production. I'm trying to get into the rap music production. That's what I was trying to do. And I'm out here doing my thing. I was very honest. I didn't really have a reason to lie because there was no reason to lie. Now, the fact that you think that you have to have a reason to lie, that's an insecurity that's already in you. And that insecurity is going to come out in different ways because I can already hear it. That's just some weirdo nigga shit right there. Don't ever do that. Don't ever lie. First, don't lie about anything. You don't need to lie about nothing if your game is in order. But don't lie about something that you just really don't even have to lie about. That shit is corny, dude. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, fam.
No, I'm serious. Don't get that. Look, I want you to be confident, man. Get confident in yourself. Ain't nothing wrong. You're doing a good thing moving to another city. That's grown man shit, moving to another city. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Women can respect that. They see a dude, and let me tell you something. You're the new dude in town. So women look at new dudes, that's an advantage. They tired of seeing the same old niggas at the club and all that. So when you show you're the new dude in town, they're like, cool, these other broads ain't been with him. So let me get down with the dude. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, fam.
All right, man, go out there and get him. But don't be lying to him. I'm about to be a professional wrestler in 2 weeks. Don't be out here lying about shit you ain't got going on. You dig what I'm saying? My dad is the Prince of Zamunda. God damn, dude. All right, man. All right, man. Thanks for the call, fam. Dude, just lying for nothing. That ain't... Niggas just lying just to lie. God damn, man. Nigga, if he lying about that, he probably ain't even no artist or nothing. That nigga's probably a goddamn a fluffer for a porn set. Don't tell him what that nigga's doing. I should have really got into the whole art thing because he's probably lying about that. That nigga probably sells some Herbalife pills or some shit. Damn, brothers, man, y'all don't have to lie about bullshit like that. Y'all don't have to lie, man. Good Lord. Dudes lying about nothing. I know dudes like that. Just be lying about random shit. I have friends growing up like that. Dudes would lie. I had a friend of mine, my boy K, and this has been a running joke for years. This nigga told a girl, because this nigga would just lie about anything. He told a girl that he had an airplane in his backyard. He told the girl he had an airplane in his backyard. And the thing is, this nigga would lie about just random shit. It's like, people would kind of believe it because you wouldn't expect somebody to lie about something like that. I swear to God, I think he would just lie just to see how many people believed it. This nigga literally told the girl, and the girl called me. She was like, Tariq, does Kay have an airplane in his backyard? I looked at my phone. I said, get off my phone, girl. Don't get off my phone. Really? The girl called me and asked me. I'm like, I hope he just tear your pussy up. I hope he just fucks the lining out your pussy if you believe that shit. What's up, P-Nizzle? I hear TJ up there knocking stuff around. What's he doing? He all right? Is he feeling better? He's not? He's still a little one? My little baby boy is kind of sickly. What's up, DeMarcus? How you doing, fam? We were teenagers. This is when we were kids. We were teenagers. This nigga told a girl that he had a damn plane in his backyard. Well, newly conscious said nobody tore your lining up in decades. Hilarious. Man. Oh man, TJ be tearing food. TJ be looking like he have food fights everywhere we go. Y'all saw that picture I put on Instagram? We're at a restaurant. TJ, every time we go to a restaurant, my son, there's food. He what? Yeah. But yeah, he does it here at the house too. But yeah, when we go out to restaurants, there's like a trail of food around. He has this thing where he just likes to throw food on the floor. I think he just likes to, I think when he's finished eating, he start throwing shit on the floor. But sometimes, okay, you can put that fan back on me, P-Nizzle. Sometimes he just like to see food, he like to throw it. Like we got baby gates, he likes to throw shit just to watch it fall. Like sometimes when I'm leaving for the office in the morning, I see a bottle fly by my head. He'll throw a bottle over the damn balcony. But he likes to throw stuff. But we go to restaurants. We were at the Olive Garden the other day, and it was like a tsunami of food. These old white women came by. He got busy today, didn't he? What he said? I'm like low key, like, oh shit, my son is he's showing out over here. My Instagram is Tariq Elite. Is it dirty macking if you don't go along with the homies' lies? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Because sometimes one of the player rules is that you gotta look out. You gotta always run interference for the homie, for your partner. So like, if you get a phone call from the girl or whatever, his lady, you gotta run interference. You gotta co-sign whatever he got, whatever he has going on. You gotta co-sign it. You gotta back him up. You dig? But sometimes when a nigga's just lying for the fuck of it, just say, that's between you and him. You dig? Don't get in it. Because I've had friends call me up, the guy and the girl, going out telling shit I didn't want to hear. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to, y'all doing too much. I've had girls call me, Tariq, tell your little dick friend I'm like, whoa, I don't need to know that about the homie, all right? Don't need to know all that. Let's stop right there at little dick. You work that out with him. You told me some shit. I don't want to know about my partner. Now I'm looking at him funny. Okay, bro. I didn't want to know that. You just told me too much those first 2 seconds. Shit. Damn, I don't want to know that. I'm like, I stopped that. I don't want to know none of that. Damn, I don't want to know that. Then he called back up, tell her, nigga, that bitch, she got freckles on her titty, and that's why I don't like sucking them. I'm like, oh God, nigga, I don't want to hear this, dude. I don't want to get in between this. People calling back and forth with all their fuckery. And then a week later, they back together. They taking pictures on Instagram, hugged up with the filter. The new Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm like, fuck out of here. But you got to give me some of that air. It's hot as hell down here. Damn, yo. Man. There you go. I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't need to know all that. Man, Eric Nass, what was I in jail for back in the day? Well, shit, me and your mom, we tried to rob a Baskin Robbins, and when I hit the cash register, I looked over, she was eating all the Rocky Road, and that bitch got us, all of us caught, nigga. That's why I went. Ask me some fucking questions like that. Get out of here. Command Peanut to make a meal.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna take some more calls in a minute. Oh, but I hate that when people call up with their relationship beefs. Oh Lord, no. I don't know. I don't get into that. I do not get into that shit. Especially when they be getting back together. That's the funny part. They get back together after they done told everybody's business. Well, nigga, Flex, nigga, I ain't fucking with no bitch. Would you be with a bitch who fucked the plumber because she didn't have enough money to get the toilet fixed? I'm like, whoa, okay. Didn't want to know that. I didn't want to know that. She fucked the plumber? Oh, I didn't want to know that. Okay. I guess I wouldn't want to be with, but that's between y'all, nigga. I don't know. They be telling all their secrets. Didn't we tell the motherfuckers medical secrets? Well, Tariq, your homeboy gave me anal warts. Tell him we had to both go to the clinic. I'm like, okay. Don't want to know that. Don't want to know that either. I don't want to know about nobody's anal warts either. Ooh, okay. And I'm looking at the homie like, hey, man, don't sit down nowhere. Shit. Like, player, sit on the plastic, player. If you come on, we play basketball, nigga. I'm not going to check you a little bit too hard. I don't... the lady told me about them anal warts, nigga. I ain't going to play defense with your ass on the court, nigga. Them anal warts rub off on a motherfucker. Man. Damn. So you can't find my net worth on Google search? That's because I got all my money in your mama name, nigga. Look up Gladys Malone's search. Look at her net worth, nigga. I got all the money in her food stamps, nigga. To hide it from the taxes. What is that? Who we got? We got a lot of folks calling. What's up? Yo, shit. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
It's me again?
Hey, can you call back, baby? Your phone is kind of janky. I'm going to have you call back. Call back. Her phone is real janky. What happened? Hold on one second. I think I got to restart the stream. Hold on. Because it said I'm about to. Can y'all still see me? How long have I been on? What time is it now? Yeah, I think I got to restart the stream. Because we record for 3 hours. Let me restart the stream. Y'all wait 2 seconds. I ain't going nowhere. Y'all wait 2 seconds.